Pokémon, I am invincible when I dig out the Eudemons fossils at the beginning. Author, Ultraman Zeta. Chapter 101 Bond Ninja Frog. Send Giovanni the first defeat. Field. Greninja releases Rain Dance. At the venue sky, a small dark cloud appears out of thin air. A drizzle of rain fell on the rock field. Dispels some dust and dryness in the field. Hydro Pump. Greninja began to brew an attack, and a water blue energy light ball gathered in his mouth. Thanks to the blessing of rainy days, Greninja condenses water elemental energy far beyond normal. Rock Wrecker. Giovanni returned the color. The disadvantage of attribute can be fully compensated by level. This can be seen from the fight in the first round just now. The attribute advantage did not give Greninja an overwhelming advantage. Before Rayquaza, an energy rock with a diameter of 3 meters condenses and aims at Greninja. Boom. Rock was fired like a cannonball, and flew tens of meters in an instant. Go straight to Greninja. Spark. Greninja narrowed his eyes slightly, pressed his legs down to strengthen the stability of the lower plate, pushed the body forward. Rainy days are boosted, and the scale of the water column ejected by Greninja far exceeds that of common Hydro Pump, and its power increases dramatically. Boom. There was a loud bang. The ultra-high pressure water column collided with the rock. The water column pierced the huge energy rock almost without stopping. The Hydro Pump moves forward and envelops the Rayquaza that stays in place. How can this be? Giovanni's eyes widened in surprise. He quickly stepped forward, grasping the railing with both hands, and looked down. Incredible. Greninja, who evolved without the use of fetters, exploded with power beyond Rayquaza. No way. Yubei and Greninja, could it be? Zenyatta opened her mouth wide in surprise, and her beautiful eyes behind the glasses looked at Yubei frequently. Impossible. How could this Greninja improve its strength from a champion to a master in such a short period of time? Archer shook his head again and again, feeling unsure of himself. Incredible. This is Greninja incredible. Ariana and Petrol looked at Greninja with growing greed. Including Rayquaza, one present counts as one. Except for Yubei and Greninja, all of them showed shock and disbelief. I can't understand the scene in front of me at all. What the hell is this? As a top trainer, after the first round of fighting, Giovanni is sure this Greninja is not as good as the Rayquaza, but everything that happened in front of him made Giovanni have to believe. Could it be Rain Dance? That's right. In rainy days, the power of water moves will be enhanced. Yubei Uncommon broke away from command during the battle. On a rainy day, the energy of the free water element in the air is more abundant and active than usual. It can enhance the power of water skills. Very reasonable. Interesting. What an interesting rivalry. Giovanni clapped his hands excitedly, and Yubei gave him applause. Before Giovanni just marveled at Yubei's cultivation ability. Then after seeing Yubei's excellent tactical development ability, Giovanni really appreciates Yubei. Talents like Yubei must be recruited into the Rockets. I admit that the ability to enhance the power of Greninja's water system through rain is really beyond my expectations. But there is one thing I have to remind you. The protector used by my Rayquaza is the best in the world. Even a volcano can withstand an eruption, bounces off most of the Hydro Pump's damage, so it shouldn't be too difficult. As if to confirm Giovanni's words, the Hydro Pump attack is over. Rayquaza still stood firmly in place, and let out a roar. Kuanksai. Kuanksai. Yes, maybe Yubei's performance is really good enough. But the final winner of this battle will only be their boss Giovanni. Boss is going to be serious. This kid is going to lose. A gleam of admiration flashed on Ariana's fat face. If you dare to hide your clumsiness in the face of the boss, it's time to lose. Archer snorted disdainfully. Only, to Archer's surprise, these words have just been spoken. In the next second, 2 tornadoes of red energy enveloped Yubei and Greninja. The red energy was gradually absorbed by Greninja at the center and merged into his body. Greninja's various abilities increased rapidly, leaving only a small part of the tornado energy, which was not absorbed. Instead, behind Greninja, an oversized shuriken spawned. Bondage Ninja Frog appears. Fetters Ninja Frog stands on one leg, with his right hand grabbing the huge shuriken behind his back, and the long tongue wrapped around his neck is like a cloak swinging in the wind, matching its angular head. Let its image at the moment look very cool. Finally appeared, the power of bondage. The corners of Giovanni's mouth rose slightly, which was interesting. But the final winner will only be him. Rock Tomb. At one command, Rayquaza's whole body is covered with rich khaki yellow energy, and energy rocks emerge out of thin air in the void, densely packed with 3 layers inside and 3 layers outside. The amazing number of rocks even blocked the rain from falling. Giovanni is worthy of the title of the Earth Giovanni, even without the power to let this Rayquaza master the law, but it has developed its ability to mobilize the energy of the Earth to the extreme. For a brief moment, let the attack spread all over the field. Can't flying or teleport. Greninja can't dodge at all. No, even flying couldn't dodge it. Only the teleport appeared above the rock. While Yubei was thinking, rock carried a huge weight and smashed down. Close call. From the corner of his eye, he noticed that there was an absolute vacuum above Rayquaza's head. Yubei who is one with Greninja. A thought just popped into my mind. The next moment, the body of the fetid ninja frog was wrapped in a dazzling white light. The body turned into a beam of light, reaching the top of Rhyperia's head in an instant. Empty body. While avoiding Rock Tomb, Greninja draws out a huge shuriken behind him, spinning at extreme speed. Gold Thunder entangled, it increased its spinning speed to the extreme, and brought a hurricane. Feel extremely dangerous. Bondage Ninja Frog slashes down with full force. Let's take it. Please. All-out strike. Huge golden shuriken. Swish. An extremely conspicuous afterimage of the dazzling gold sword energy was drawn in the air. The attack hits Rhyperia's chest. Boom. Destroy. After Rhyperia is directly evolved by fetters, Greninja's exclusive kill. With one blow, he flew backwards, his body rolled and fell to the ground, and his chest hurt as if being torn apart. The aftermath of the dazzling water thunder attack instantly spread across the audience, penetrating thousands of energy rocks at the same time. Destroy everything in your path. The psychic barrier beside Yubei, Zhaniao, and Giovanni was crumbling under the impact of the aftermath of the attack. The power of this blow is simply terrifying. It is comparable to the exclusive kill of the beast. After the attack was over, Rhyperia lay helplessly on the ground, eyes rolling in circles. Makoto, Archer, Petrel, Ariana, all dumbfounded. Even Giovanni stared at the fallen Rhyperia in disbelief. He actually lost. Chapter 102 Battle of Beedrill. Mew and Mewtwo. How can this be? The master class is beaten by the champion class. Giovanni grabbed the Audiobook railing on the opposite platform with both hands. The veins on the back of his hands twisted. Boss. Actually lost. Ariana was stunned, speechless for a while. This rookie trainer named Yubei has something, but that's all. Archer was shocked at first, then he calmed down indifferently. Don't think too much, he can only cultivate one rookie, at most, one Pokemon of the level of Greninja. And he will still lose in the end. Don't forget, this is just the weakest presence in the boss's first team. Indeed, Petrel replied perfunctorily, looking at Greninja with bright eyes. He must get this Pokemon. While everyone present was shocked that Yubei defeated Giovanni, in the corner of the ceiling towards the edge of the battlefield, a pink kitten suddenly appeared out of nowhere. He floated in the air, looking curiously at both sides on the battlefield. Looking at the shadow behind Yubei, the kitten blinked curiously. The body stretched in the air and turned in a circle. In the next second, it disappears without a trace and cannot be detected by the naked eye. But in fact he did not leave. Instead, it flew to the side of Yubei's shadow, and stretched out its short hand to poke Yubei's shadow. I didn't get a response for half a day. The kitten showed a pensive expression. At last the eyes light up. The body turned into a shadow and got into Yubei's shadow. At this time, Giovanni has put away the Rhyperia. The second Pokemon he sent was trump card Beedrill. Yubei's strength has been recognized by Giovanni. However, it is impossible to subdue such a talent just relying on courtesy to do both kindness and majesty. In short, Giovanni intends for a quick 600. Let Yubei see what real power is. It looks like the boss is coming for real. Ariana's eyes lit up. Everything is coming to an end. From Archer's point of view, the game of confession is doomed. I don't know how long Greninja can last under the leadership of trump card Beedrill. I hope it will last longer. Petrel, who has been coveting Greninja, hopes that Yubei can last a few more rounds. After all, the more so, the more powerful Greninja's potential becomes. Only, Yubei will not sit back and watch the game go as the three wish. Come back, Greninja. Untethered form, Yubei put away Greninja. This is preparing for the battle to come. Under the basic contest condition, the battle will consume Yubei's stamina. Now, Yubei's breathing was already panting slightly. But, this kind of behavior seems very strange to everyone in the Rockets. Why is this taken back? Shouldn't they take advantage of the victory and pursue it? Looking at Greninja's contest condition, it is obvious that he still has combat effectiveness. Or, Yubei is so arrogant that he doesn't take boss Giovanni seriously? Beedrill, worm plus poison? Ability, snipe shot. Talent, purple. Level, 100. Carry, mega evolution stone. Glancing at Giovanni's Beedrill detail attribute, Yubei knows in his heart, it really is the pinnacle of master level. Despite expectations, actually seeing Giovanni's Beedrill in person, Yubei was still shocked. The Pokemon with purple talent has actually raised the level to an astonishing 100. You must know that the difference in the amount of experience between each talent increases several times. One can imagine how strong is the bond between Giovanni and Beedrill. But, his Beedrill is not bad either. During this time, both Greninja and Genesect are self-leveling. However, Beedrill has received targeted training from Yubei. Come from behind. Beedrill's level has been surpassed instead. Beedrill, worm plus poison? Jing, water? Ability, snipe shot, hit the vital point. The damage is changed to 3 times. Talent, gold? Level, 91? Special ability, can sense the weakest part of the enemy's body, and launch die hit in a targeted manner. Species strength plus 105, attack plus 50 140 200, Speed plus 55 130 200. Carry, Mega Evolution Stone. Although the level is still lagging behind. But Beedrill is a crispy Pokemon after all. Basically, the outcome is determined in one round, coupled with the special ability of Red Beedrill to perceive the enemy's weakness and the increase of attack speed. Yubei is not without hope of victory. It's actually a Beedrill, so good. Seeing the appearance of Beedrill, Shiroki finally understood why Yubei wanted to take back Greninja. As a single promoter of Beedrill, Giovanni was very excited about the expansion of the Beedrill trainer family, and clapped his hands approvingly. Certainly, if Yubei's Beedrill is not a different color Pokemon, then Giovanni may be happier. Beedrill, Archer, Ariana, Petal glanced at each other. Some do not know how to evaluate. After all, they all have a deep understanding of the strength of Giovanni Beedrill. Is Yubei's Beedrill also impossible? How is it possible that all Beedrills are so strong? Otherwise, the world would already be full of Beedrill trainers. How could it be like this now? You can't see any of them in high-end games. Giovanni's boss Beedrill was an exception after all. Even if Yubei's is just a different color Beedrill, it is impossible to have considerable combat power. Soon, the second duel begins. Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution. Both parties chose to complete Mega Evolution almost at the same time. Dazzling Mega Evolution light, covering two Pokemon. To the surprise of everyone present, Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace. Again two identical commands. Swish. The 6 wings behind the Mega Beedrill flapped, like two white lights meeting in the air. Almost instantly, Yubei's Beedrill sensed rival's Achilles heel, followed the feeling and took the lead in stabbing. Giovanni Beedrill's attack, ADK, was half a breath slower, but the attack landed firmly on the different-colored Beedrill. A moment later, the two Beedrills were like kites with a broken string, falling down weakly. The four eyes rolled in circles at the same time. Double. Both sides lose the ability to fight at the same time. The real bird is stupid. This battle is over as soon as it starts. How about playing? Giovanni's pupils constricted. Keep your eyes firmly locked on the place where the two Beedrills met in the air just now. We silently weighed the distance between each other in our hearts. Get conclusion. The battle location is farther from Yubei. In other words, his Beedrill lost in speed. How can this be? Looking at Yubei's young and handsome face, his mentality almost collapsed. Where on earth did Yubei find so many powerful rivals to improve his strength? Even if he can find so many rivals of the same level to compete with each other, Beedrill's talent, normal, is as high as purple. It takes too much effort for purple Pokemon to improve its strength to the master level. How could he raise Beedrill's strength to the master level in such a short period of time? While Giovanni was feeling extremely broken inside, the three people above the attic also felt a bit confused. The speed at which the winner is determined is really fast. That's not the point. The point is, why is your Beedrill so strong? Aren't you a rookie trainer? How come there are so many high-level rivals? What an unexpected result. Everyone present was stunned by Yubei's series of performances. You won't really let him win? Ariana said, a little unsure. Impossible. Thinking of Mewtwo in Giovanni's hand, Archer smiled confidently. Don't even think about it. Who is the last Pokemon in the boss's hands? It is Mewtwo, created based on Mew. Makes sense. Everyone nodded, although unwilling to accept this result, but Giovanni also had to face the facts in front of him. In the end, I had no choice but to take back the Beedrill. Yubei also didn't expect the result to be like this, and shook his head. Reclaimed Beedrill. Consciousness sinks into the underworld. Quickly put Beedrill and Greninja in the healing machine. After helping it recover its strength, take it out again. Exit the underground world. At the same time, Giovanni's emotions regained his composure, and his aura of domineering overflowed. Yubei, although your performance is amazing, but the Pokemon I'm going to send out next, no matter which one you have, or even if you send them all, it is impossible to defeat them. Giovanni's words are full of strong self-confidence, even arrogance. The existence of Mewtwo, it can almost be said to symbolize the joint efforts of the two generations of the Rockets. For Mewtwo, Giovanni has absolute confidence. Sure enough, God is sending Mewtwo. Makoto, Archer, Ariana, Petrel, all looked at the Master Ball in Giovanni's hand at this moment. You sure? Looking at Giovanni, who is almost certain of the outcome of the battle, Yubei looks weird. Suddenly there is an urge to replace the participating Pokemon with Rayquaza. At the same time, the moment Yubei took out the Genesect Ultra Ball, suddenly, two Pokemon emerged from behind him, one behind the other. A pink kitten uses two short hands to pull out Lunala hiding in Yubei's shadow. Come out, you Mahina. Lunala is numb. It's unreasonable. This pink kitten is really a bit off. Even though she was so small, the power in her body made her completely powerless to resist. Mew? The appearance of Kitten and Lunala attracted the attention of the audience almost instantly, especially Mewtwo. Recall the memories of Mew in your mind. A strong fighting intent gradually emerged in Mewtwo's eyes. Seems to feel the fighting intent of Mewtwo pointing at himself. Mew let go of her short hand and let go of the reluctant Lunala. He looked curiously at Mewtwo, who was on the battlefield. Feel the breath that is very similar to himself. Mew understood that it was the Pokémon in front of him that attracted him. Thoughtful, Mew decided to fulfill the wish of his suspected heir. Flight to the battlefield. Looking across the sky from Mewtwo. Mew did not forget to turn her head and nodded to Yveltal. That means, apparently Yveltal commanded her to fight Mewtwo. Chapter 103 Dark Horse Crown King, Yveltal, Mew Magic, Transform. Originally, Yveltal and Annabelle were fighting, and they planned to wait for Yveltal to defeat Mewtwo head-on. Without the protection of Mewtwo, you can be sure to catch Giovanni without any chance. At the moment, the appearance of Mew broke the established rhythm. Yveltal had no choice but to raise his hand, pretending to look at his watch, but in fact quietly passed the message out. Attention, I may have been exposed, and always be on guard against someone escaping from the encirclement. Outside the Viking gym, Annabelle received the news, and his expression became extremely serious. Everyone, turn on the psychic shield and make sure no one escapes from the encirclement. Receive. An Interpol lurking in the dark activated the shielding devices at hand one after another. A powerful interception net was built outside the Viridian gym. As long as it is not a psychic who surpasses the master level, it will not be able to cross the siege of the interception net. On site, Giovanni and others all focus on Mew. In addition, Yveltal's action of transmitting information is very secretive, so he has not been discovered. After the initial shock, Giovanni expressed his willingness to accept Yveltal to command Mew and fight Mewtwo. Naturally, Yveltal would not object. As for Lunala, in my memory, in the legendary stories of each region, there is no bat-like existence. In addition, there are so many common Pokémon that have not been discovered in this world. Giovanni is not too concerned. Mew Psychic? Ability, Synchronization? Talent, KI? Level, 151? Mewtwo Psychic? Ability, Sense of Oppression? Talent, KI? Level, 130. A quick glance, Yveltal scanned the data panel of the two legendary Pokémon. In terms of grade alone, this is almost a battle without suspense. The gap between 130 and 151 is too big. However, the level of 151 also let Yveltal confirm, this Mew is not the one from the World Tree, or the oldest Mew that was born during the origin period. Otherwise, this level should at least be doubled. Even more than double is reasonable. Shinto looked at the two Pokémon on the field, looking at each other in blank dismay. Mewtwo and Mew are fighting. The world is just too magical. Shaking his head, the mess in his chest and mind was driven out of his mind. Holding the referee's flag in hand, match 3 begins. Mew Transform, Karen Dragon Gyratina. What is that? Mew stretched out her short hand and scratched her head, a little puzzled. After all, he is not the first Mew in the world. Until he was born, Karen has been expelled to the reverse world by Arceus for many years. Naturally, no Karen Dragon has been seen at all. During this process, Mewtwo released a large number of Shadow Balls and attacked Mew. Mew Solation glanced, then easily released the same number of Shadow Balls to offset it. The Shadow Balls collide in the field to produce explosion, and the shockwave creates layers of smoke and dust, filling the entire field of battle. What does King Crown look like riding a black horse? Yveltal looks expectantly at Mew. This time, Mew did not continue to be stunned. Hands crossed, dazzling white light enveloped Mew's figure. In the white light, Mew gradually grew in size, and finally turned into King Thundercrown riding a black horse. As expected of Mew, the ancestor of Pokémon, lamented by Giovanni et al. Starbreak. Located around King Bud Crown and Dark Horse, a large amount of ghost energy rippled out, turning into a pool of deep purple pool water. A large number of spherical small spirit bodies drilled out of it, exuding a terrifying aura. Mewtwo and Lunala floating behind Yveltal all looked awe-inspiring, as if they were facing a formidable enemy. Even outside the gymnasium, the wild Pokémon within 100 meters were also frightened that they prostrated themselves on the ground, their bodies trembling. Under the guidance of King Laguin, the little spirit burst out with amazing speed, brought up layers of sonic boom, and went straight to Mewtwo. Shadow Ball. Mewtwo raised his hands above his head, condensed a huge shadow ball with a diameter of about 3 meters, and threw it forward. 2 attacks meet in the air. Bang bang bang. The huge shadow ball was smashed into a sieve in an instant, and the constellation hit Mewtwo's body. Destroy. The violent power instantly knocked Mewtwo's body into the air. In the middle, I tried to intercept Mewtwo's super barrier, which was like an eggshell. Click. The barrier was smashed instantly, then Mewtwo's body was like a cannonball. Bang bang bang. It smashed more than 10 walls in a row before stopping. Boom. The wall fell to the ground and made a loud sound, which spread throughout the gymnasium. It even spread outside the gymnasium. Giovanni and others subconsciously blocked their ears with their hands, and looked at King Laguin with their eyes. And Mewtwo, who was completely submerged in the smoke and dust, disappeared. Can't go wrong. This Pokémon named King Laguin also exists in Legendary. The huge movement also caused the ambushed Interpol to look at each other in dismay. Ask for flowers. But such a blow. but it didn't make Mewtwo fall. Soon, swish, Mewtwo, who adjusted the contest condition, came back like lightning again, appearing in the opposite sky of King Bud Crown. Psystrike, Mewtwo's exclusive trick, urge confusion to materialize, in physical form, give rival a fatal blow. Although it is settled with species strength, but strictly speaking, this is actually physical move. Mewtwo's eyes emitted purple light, his right hand stretched out, and the palm was aimed at King Laquan. An extremely strong coercion swayed from Mewtwo's body. Circular dawn points emerged one after another, and countless super energy particles gathered rapidly. Finally, meteorite-like energy balls are formed around Mewtwo. Transform Yveltal, protect. Knowing the terrifying power of the exclusive trick, it is impossible for a protect to withstand it. Ybai even counts attribute resistance. When the attack comes, the King of Bud Crown riding a black horse changed, transformed into a big bird with dark red and black patterns on its body. Dual wing beat fanning, a transparent circular barrier is formed in front of him. Yveltal, evil plus flying legendary Pokemon, Kalos region legendary, alias Y God, God of Death. With Mewtwo's right hand clapping down, the energy balls are shot out quickly, and protect is easily pierced in front of Psystrike like paper paste. One by one energy balls fell on the surface of Yveltal's body. The huge impact knocked Yveltal to the ground. Tackle ruthlessly smashed into an extremely deep depression on the ground. Dense spiderweb-like cracks spread all over the ground, and the ground trembled slightly, stirring up a lot of dust. On the scene it looks like, in this blow, Mewtwo had a great advantage. But in fact, after changing to Dark-type, Mew incarnated as Yveltal has a strong immunity to superpower attacks. If Psystrike is not exclusive to Mewtwo's mythical beast, Mewtwo can't even break against Mew. Even so, Mew didn't take much damage. Cancel transform. Mew turned into the appearance of Mewtwo, imitating the movement of Mewtwo's right hand stretching forward, gather energy balls one by one, and also use Psystrike. After one hit, the entire battlefield was devastated, and Mewtwo was hit in the deepest depression. He was deeply injured and felt severe pain in his body. Although still incapable of fighting, but even the exclusive tricks have been learned, and they are suppressed and beaten all the way. The victory and defeat have been divided. Chapter 104 Mewtwo betrays Giovanni. Capture action. Mewtwo lost. Everyone in the rockets stared dumbfounded at the Mewtwo floating in the void on the field. Such mighty Mew, is it really possible to go beyond? Now it seems that perhaps the name Mewtwo is itself a joke. Come back, Mewtwo. Giovanni lifts the Master Ball, trying to get Mewtwo back. However this time, he failed to do so. Mewtwo confusion activates, Crush grips the Master Ball directly. What? Giovanni looked surprised. Mewtwo, what do you mean? I'm the one who created you. Enough. The first time Mewtwo made a sound in front of people was to scold Giovanni. Psychic activation. In an instant, Giovanni's body was sent flying, hitting the wall hard. Boss Giovanni. This scene stunned Makoto and Archer, who was hiding in the dark. Dirty humans. Flying into the air, Mewtwo looked down at Giovanni, who was bleeding from the head. 210 Although you created me, your purpose from the beginning to the end is to fulfill your own selfishness and greed. Your will is full of enslavement to Pokemon. I have had enough. With a cold snort, Mewtwo ignored Giovanni, but looked at Mew. Mew, although I hate all human thoughts, the name he gave me really suits my taste. Beyond Mew, the meaning of my existence is to surpass you, and when I become stronger, I will come to you again. But before that, tell me, why help humans? The voice fell. Mewtwo looked past Mew and looked at Ybai. Meow. Mew scratched his head. Help humans? He didn't help human beings. He just thought Pokemon battle was a bit interesting, and he was joking. Besides, shouldn't humans and Pokemon live in harmony? Mew at a loss, compared to Mew's ignorance. Ybai, I can understand Mewtwo now. I have been living among the bad guys, never seen the kind side of human beings. It's normal for Mewtwo to resist humans. Simply put, it is diode thinking, exactly like the previous keyboard man. When I got some one-sided information, I excitedly expressed my opinion. It is also very easy to solve this kind of thing. Just add experience. Mewtwo, there are not only bad people in this world, but also good people. Humans are hypocritical, and I will no longer trust humans. Accustomed to seeing the darkness, Mewtwo was unwilling to believe what Ybai, a human being, said. What if you saw it with your own eyes? Talking room. Ybai released Greninja. Resonate with the Greninja bond. Enter the bond contest condition. Feel the entanglement of the breaths of Ybai and Greninja. Mewtwo fell silent. Seeing is believing. The bond between Ybai and Greninja moved him. Seeing Mewtwo's silence, Yibai's eyes lit up. Very good. There is an opportunity to communicate. Mewtwo, go to Alola. If we say, which region in the Pokemon world has the strongest people, it is difficult to draw a conclusion, but if say, which region of the Pokemon world has the most kind, warm, and hospitable people, it is undoubtedly the Alola region, which is influenced by the energy of Lucas, the great god Lucas, and lives happily. Alola? Mewtwo's eyes flickered, and he didn't know what to think. Yes, Alola, go and see the people and Pokemon there. Yibei said, If you agree with my point of view, do me a favor and protect the peace of that region. Although Lucas, the great god Necrozma, has regained his former power, the ecology of the ultimate world has also been restored. It stands to reason there will no longer be Ultra Beasts appearing in the Pokemon world because they are looking for a territory suitable for survival. But just in case you are fallen idle, there are Ultra Beasts who want to wreak havoc, and happen to enter the world of Pokemon from the Alola region. The weakest space node, with the powerful strength of Ultra Beast, it is difficult for common Pokemon to be rival. For the safety of the Lusamon family, it must be right to strengthen the defense of Alola region as much as possible. Guardian Peas? Mewtwo showed a thoughtful expression, and looked at Yubei in surprise. I thought he would offer to subdue. Actually just let him guard the peace of a region. What a strange man. I can see that Mewtwo has some abnormalities. Yubei pointed out the direction for Mewtwo, eyes facing each other. Everything is silent. Shaking his head, Mewtwo glanced at Mew for the last time, directly piercing through the ceiling. Fly away in the direction Yubei pointed. At the same time, outside the Viking gym, sir, someone flew out of the gymnasium. No, that's a Pokemon. Do I need to physically intercept it? Use the binoculars to see clearly the image of Mewtwo. The person quickly corrected the information. Wait, he's gone. It's teleport, and our blockade doesn't seem to be working on him. What's the situation? As early as the moment this person reported the news, Annabelle picked up the binoculars. I also saw the figure of Mewtwo, and also witnessed the disappearance of Mewtwo using teleport. After this, a pink kitten also entered the field of vision of the Interpol. Mew identified the direction in the air. Unleash confusion perception. Lock-on has already flown tens of thousands of meters of Mewtwo. Body flash, overtook Mewtwo directly via teleport. Annabelle glanced down at the psychic shield beside him. The staff responsible for starting the device felt very embarrassed. Sir. The machine is indeed running. At this time, the communicator in Annabelle's hand rang. It is the action signal I agreed with Yubei before. This means that the action can begin. Annabelle's face is serious. Everyone, act. Accompanied by Annabelle's concise and capable voice, it was transmitted to all operators through a special communicator. Masses of operators emerge from the shadows to unleash Pokemon. Front entrance. An Arcanine radiated flames from its mouth, directly burning through the gate of the Viking gym, and a large number of police officers rushed into it. The other three directions, two Rhyperias used drills on their heads to destroy the wall and force their way in, and at the back door, Xenia, who put on a police uniform, directs Salamence to shoot flames from his mouth. Blazing flames burn through the massive Oeberg gates. The sound of forcibly destroying the building and entering naturally aroused Team Rocket's vigilance. But also because the operators destroyed the wall and came too timely, a large number of members were caught red-handed, never being able to escape. Soon, the news reached the ears of Giovanni, Archer and others. Archer released Charizard, and the three of them flew down from high altitude and came to Giovanni. Boss, this kid is Interpol. Let's retreat. Archer stepped forward anxiously, and helped Giovanni up with blood spilling from his mouth. At this time, the closed door was suddenly forcibly broken open. The figure of Latios in blue Baxiang appeared in the eyes of everyone. At the same time, 5.9 caught everyone's eyes. There is also the pull of a suit trousers on the back of Latios. At the same time, the walls on the left and right, and even the door behind Giovanni were violently broken by Salamence. Xenia and a large number of Interpol flooded into the battlefield. Huh? It's you? Xenia recognized Giovanni with blood in his mouth at a glance. Remember that time, facing Giovanni's embarrassment himself. The corners of Xenia's mouth turned up slightly. So it looks like you were abandoned by that powerful Pokemon. While Xenia taunts Giovanni, Annabelle commands Latios, releasing the psychic terrain to seal off the surrounding space. As long as rival doesn't have more mental power than Latios, he can't use teleport to leave here. Jump off Latios back to Yubei. Annabelle's resolute eyes are as sharp as a sword. Give it up, Giovanni. There is no way out for you. Chapter 105. Giovanni's whole card. Arrest the real bird. Invite Annabelle. Arrested without a fight? No way out? Wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth, Giovanni took out a master ball casually. Ha ha ha, it's ridiculous. Point your finger on the button of the master ball, click middle dot. Red light bloomed, and a Pokemon whose body was composed of orange and blue appeared in everyone's eyes. Humanoid body, arms like noodles. Deoxys. Annabelle's pupils constricted. He remembered what Yulongdu failed to find when he searched for Deoxys not long ago. Yes, the only surviving Deoxys at the time, degenerated to the meteorite stage. The Rockets happened to have information about the degenerated form of Deoxys. After reading that article, Giovanni retrieved the indigo blue orb and was on his way back to Team Rocket's stronghold. Come on Mewtwo, find the degenerated Deoxys. During this time, he ordered his men to recharge Deoxys, and finally defeated Deoxys through Mewtwo. Even though Mewtwo has defected, Deoxys is still unaware of the news. Will follow his command. Teleport, get out of here. Situ ordered. Stop him. Latios, Dragon Pulse, Lunala, Phantom Force. The two beasts attacked at the same time. But the speed of Deoxys is too fast. and the mental power wraps the largest body. Before the attack came, the figures of Giovanni and Ghetsis appeared a kilometer away from the encirclement. Archer, Ariana, Petrolo 3, Real Bird, Boss, are you leaving us? In fact, it's not that Giovanni and Ghetsis don't want to take them away, but Lunala's attack has arrived, and it will be too late if you don't leave. Although the three executives Archer, Ariana, and Petrol are still trying to resist to the death, but it didn't last long. Yubei and the fetid ninja frog were of one mind, directly piercing Archer's fire team. The remaining two were also defeated by Annabelle and Zinnia respectively. Together with the Real Bird, all members of Team Rocket in the Viking gym were detained and taken away. What awaits them will be continuous interrogation. During the period, Yubei also met an acquaintance, a male middle-aged Interpol code-named Handsome Guy. I have appeared in anime in my previous life. There was even a joint operation with the Rockets trio for a period of time, capturing the three executives of Team Galactic. A very talkative, patient, middle-aged man with a kind aura. The partner is a poison plus fighting Kragunk. I remember that there were quite a lot of plots related to the other party in the previous life, and most of them were dealing with evil organizations. And then I don't know what happened. The handsome Kragunk died. I chatted with the other party. I found that the handsome guy is very talkative. He was also very friendly. As soon as the two chatted, they were like buddies who had known each other for many years, and indeed became very close. From the opponent's mouth, I learns that Kragunk is the handsome guy's only Pokemon. Just don't know why. His Kragunk has never been able to evolve. For the sake of this new friend, I specially checked it with the eyes of data. Partner Kragunk, poison plus fighting? Ability, danger prediction, talent, orange. Level, 80. Species strength 400, stamina 68, speed 135? The puzzle is solved. This is a partner Pokemon at the peak of the elite level. The so-called partner Pokemon refers to Pokemon that remain in this form and cannot evolve. Partner Pokemon tend to have higher species strength than their peers. The most representative partner Pokemon in previous games is Go Pikachu and its partner Pikachu. Only, in reality, this matter is not easy to explain, and since it is not a disease, I simply did not say much. But, don't look at the partner Kragunk species strength, which has increased to 400 compared to the 300 of the same family. But this sum is actually still very low. If it is not for the additional species strength, most of them are assigned to speed. It's just useless. In this case, the dude sticks to just one Kragunk. No wonder the future Kragunk sacrificed. Speaking of which, I found a problem. The main force of these operatives within Interpol is extremely rare. Like Annabelle, apart from Latios, Raikou, and Entei, there are no other Pokemon in his hand. It's an exaggeration for a handsome guy to use only one Kragunk. You put all the burden on Kragunk. Really don't worry about the burden being too heavy. Does Kragunk protect you from accidents? After all, you should also understand that in our line of work, it is easy to encounter danger. I shrugged. These sudden words made the handsome guy slightly stunned. He really had never thought about this question before. Now think about it, especially everything I've been through today. Kragunk has the strength of the peak of the elite level, but it is hardly used. The handsome guy discovered his mistake. After reflection, dude knows, whether it's for himself or for Kragunk, or make more contributions to all the humans and Pokemon worthy of help in this world. He should have tamed more Pokemon. Resolutely gave up the pride in my heart. Thank you for reminding me, this is indeed my fault. After this time, I will go to tame other Pokemon. A mature middle-aged person needs a reminder from a young person. The handsome guy scratched his head in embarrassment, a little embarrassed. Coincidentally, I have a Salamence I just caught here. Think about it. Talking room. I took out an Ultra Ball from his waist. Pokemon inside. It was the grass green that I had caught with Beedrill during the underground leveling in Alola in the past 2 days. Salamence? Ability, overconfident, talent, orange. Level, 70. Said to be a different color Pokemon, even a quasi-god of a different color. But in fact, this Salamence does not have any special ability bonus, even only orange talent. Normally, a quasi-god of a different color has a chance to reach gold in talent. But this is obviously the kind of disappointment. Moreover, the color of the grass green also greatly reduced the other party's appearance, far less handsome than common Salamence. If it wasn't for the fact that the opponent was a different color Flash, I wouldn't even subdue him. The handsome guy's curious eyes fell on the different colored Salamence through the yellow and black Ultra Ball Sotopolis shell. See the color of the heterochromatic Salamence. The handsome guy opened his mouth wide in astonishment. Is it really a different color Salamence? Although I said that the heterochromatic Salamence is true, I am extremely shocked. But the handsome guy is not so stupid. Some people are so generous that they are willing to give away quasi-gods. Brother let me call you big brother. This is a quasi-god, or a quasi-god of different color. Don't make such jokes with me. Unfortunately, I didn't joke with you. I smiled. I'm very satisfied with the handsome guy's current performance. Handing the Ultra Ball belonging to the heterochromatic Salamence to the handsome guy, Yubei patted him on the shoulder. This heterochromatic Silamence ability is overconfident, because it is just caught, so the habit is still preserved in the wild contest condition. Be careful. Handsome guy, isn't it? Seriously? Question mark. Seeing that Yubei left Ultra Ball 773 in his hands, he turned around and went straight to strike up a conversation with Annabelle. The handsome guy first glanced at the Ultra Ball in his hand, and then exchanged glances with the bad kid next to him. The handsome guy is stupid. What kind of fairy colleague is this? On the other side, Yubei walked up to Annabelle's back, stretched out his hand and tapped Annabelle's shoulder, facing Annabelle's delicate face full of capable and heroic spirit. Like a gentleman, Yubei bowed his head and sent out a dinner invitation. This beautiful lady, is there any interest in having a candlelight dinner with me in Carlos? Annabelle, although these words are somewhat difficult for ordinary people to understand, but think of the teleportation function of the underground world. Annabelle understood the meaning of what Yubei said, going to Carlos for dinner. It's just the content of Yubei's words, candlelight dinner, combined with the place to eat, is Carlos, who is famous all over the world for his romance. Annabelle's beautiful pretty face, uncommons blush. But there's still work to do here. Annabelle politely refused. It's okay, let me handle everything here. At this time, the handsome guy who had benefited from Yubei took the initiative to stand up. He raised his right hand and looked at the watch on his wrist. This should be a flight now, you two should leave quickly. After all, the handsome guy came to the side of the two, and winked at Yubei from an angle that Annabelle couldn't see. Brother, I can only help you so far. It's alright. Different from the twists and turns of most girls, I carefully reviewed the experience of getting along with Yubei during this period. Yubei is indeed the opposite sex, and it's also the type she likes very much. Annabelle, who doesn't have a secret love target in his heart, is willing to try dating with Yubei. Finally, watched by the handsome gossip, the two left Chengpan Gymnasium. Chapter 106 Ghetsis x Giovanni. Serena's coming-of-age ceremony. Carlos, Yubei and Annabelle came to Carlos. The imagined night is different, located on the other side of the world. Carlos is still in daylight. Annabelle called out for being fooled. Half a day later, at night, Serena's villa. Brightly lit. On the long table covered with red cloth, there are delicious delicacies full of local specialties of Carlos. In the middle of a plate of delicacies, there are also several lampstands with candles burning. Is this what you call a candlelight dinner? Annabelle, who has been busy in the kitchen all afternoon, looking at Saki, Serena, and Fenkin, who got Serena's hand around a long table, Grudge looked fully at the unreliable Yubei, and the corners of his mouth twitched. A candlelight dinner is really a candlelight dinner. She even made it herself. But the atmosphere of this candlelight dinner is totally different from the charming one she imagined. It's fun. But think about it, with my own personality, it was actually very difficult to accept the charming atmosphere, so I was relieved. Moreover, when Saki learned about Annabelle's profession, her attitude towards her became even more enthusiastic. This made Annabelle also feel that this place is still very good. Yubei has been teasing Fenkin since before eating. Even during meals, don't forget to care about Fenkin, and even use chopsticks to pick up human food for Fenkin to taste. The fluffy Fenkin can make the corners of everyone's mouths rise by shaking their ears, as if becoming the real protagonist of this dinner party, loved by everyone present. By the way, Yubei, can the Viking gym still challenge? Looked curious. She only has 7 badges in her hand, and she needs to continue to challenge a gym, to attend this year's Indigo Alliance conference. Yes, someone should take over the Viking gym in the future. Yubei looked thoughtful. I guess it should be Senior Agatha. Almost. Annabelle has heard about this matter for a long time. With the fall of Agatha trump card, the strength is no longer the name of Elite Four, and it is impossible to continue to hold the position of Kanto Elite Four. With that old lady's character, it is estimated that he will not directly retreat behind the scenes to live a pastoral life. It is a perfect fit to take over the Viking gym. Agatha Elite. She is a respected senior. Positive. Saki also said with emotion. She also watched that live broadcast. Agatha's tragic experience, thinking about it now makes Xiaoran admirable. At the same time, an unnamed island above a sea somewhere in the Kanto region, one person, one Pokemon descended on the island. It was Giovanni who was on the run, and Ghetsis. Put away Ghetsis. Giovanni walked up to a huge rock face, putting his face on a certain place on the boulder. A red light swept across Giovanni's pupils. Next moment, Giovanni took a few steps back, and the entire wall split to the left and right. Reveals a passage crafted from exquisite ore airberg. Unimaginable. On this uninhabited island, there is actually such a secret base full of technology. Into the base, Giovanni meets a bunch of researchers, and the rest of Team Rocket. Cunning Rabbit 3 Caves. As the largest evil organization in the Kanto region, how could the Rockets put all their eggs in one basket? Immediately send someone to investigate the last surveillance footage of the Tokopan gym. I want to get the whereabouts of Mewtwo. Giovanni immediately issued orders to his subordinates to monitor Mewtwo. Yes, the person in charge of the base who got the task immediately arranged for people to investigate. At the same time, Giovanni came to an independent office, logged into his account with the highest authority on the computer. You have new mail. As soon as you log into your account, an exclamation mark appears on the icon of the mail. Giovanni clicked subconsciously. After skimming the content of the email, the sender is Ghetsis, the leader of the largest evil organization in the Unova region, the Plasma Corps. Ghetsis hopes to join hands with Giovanni to create the second Mewtwo. If placed before, Giovanni can't even bird quiches. Why should I cooperate with you when I can make it myself? But now it's different. Most of the main force of the organization was arrested, the capital chain was broken, plus, after creating Mewtwo some time ago, he just had a falling out with Roz, the president of Gala Region Malok Common Group. Now this assistance from Ghetsis is really needed. However, with the lessons learned from the violent rebellion of the first generation of Mewtwo, if I make Mewtwo again this time, even the personality of the other party must be taken into consideration. He wants to create a new Mewtwo who is more gentle and obedient. Certainly, before that, Giovanni will still not let go of monitoring the whereabouts of the first generation of Mewtwo, trying to take it back. Carlos. After dinner, Serena sat lazily on the sofa, turned on the TV in the living room. As soon as the TV was turned on, the content of the female commentator's words was passed into everyone's ears. Pinken Island, Pink Red Rhyhorn. Invite tourists to travel. Everyone turned their gazes to the screen curiously, only to see a pink armored rhino running happily past the camera. So cute. Serena and Saki's eyes lit up, especially Saki. As an armored rhinoceros rider, the Pokemon that Saki feels most close to is Iron Armored Rhinoceros. What's more, still such a special powered red armored rhinoceros. Fishing enforcement. A thought came to Annabelle's mind. Alliance is planning to take advantage of Interpol's heavy blow to the rockets. Are you planning to strike out at poachers in the entire Kanto region? Interesting. I just don't know how many unlucky people will take the bait. It's really cute. Just as Annabelle was thinking, Saki was once again attracted by the pink armored rhino rushing into the camera, and her mind was ups and downs. At the same time, after dinner, Saki alone found the rest time approaching. For some reason, Serena, whose face is rosy, under Serena's astonishment, Sax gave Serena a box of small umbrellas and the words, at the beginning, pay attention to moderation. Returning to the room with the props in his hand, Luang's, recalling the teasing words from his mother Saki, Serena's fair and delicate facial features turned red in an instant, like a scalded pot of boiling water. From Gold's hair, wisps of white smoke rise. There is both anticipation and tension in the jewel-like eyes, especially with so many guests in the villa today. Think about your plans for later. Serena felt nervous for a while. Her heart was beating faster and faster. Let's think about it first. What clothes to wear later? Thoughtful, Serena blushed and walked to the closet. Open the closet. The line of sight sweeps across the translucent silk pajamas with lace edges, various styles of black silk. Commit. Facing the long mirror, Serena compared them one by one. After picking out the clothes to wear, she specially took out the ones she bought from Celadon City so far. Has been last resort, never used, but it is a favorite perfume. Tonight, she wants to give Brother Yubei a big surprise. Chapter 107 Serena's Night Attack. The air exploded Yulongdu. Under the night, Carlos strikes 0. A petite figure tiptoed through the long corridor on the second floor. Soon, Yubei's door was pushed open. The petite figure tiptoed into the room. Brother Yubei, the soft girlish voice echoes in the room. Half an hour, got no response. The girl immediately closed the door on tiptoe. Still nothing. Little news came out. In the dark, the girl can't see her fingers. Afraid of disturbing the rest of the villa, she didn't turn on the light. Instead, she tiptoed to the window, stretched out her hand and gently opened the heavy curtains. Dim moonlight shines into the room through the windowsill. It adds a hazy feeling to the whole room. Dreamy and unreal, it also adds a hazy beauty to the petite girl. Look back. The petite figure looked at the side of the bed. Under the light of the moonlight, faintly visible, a figure was lying quietly on the bed. Breathe evenly. Brother Yubei. The girl called softly again, but still did not get any response. There were snores from the bedside. It caused the girl to roll her eyes frequently and clench her teeth. It's horrible. Actually fell asleep. Looking down at the carefully selected clothes on his body, smell the seductive fragrance of perfume on the body. The girl felt depressed inside. Tiptoeing to the bedside, the girl held the edge of the bed with both hands, and hung her head above Yubei. Looking up at the moonlight, with a handsome face and straight features, the handsome Yubei has a beating heart. Looking at this handsome face that makes your heart beat faster, the happy life with Yubei after marriage appeared in Serena's mind involuntarily. Even she has already thought of the baby's name. Serena, who fell into fantasy, didn't notice that Yubei had opened her eyes. Looking at her curiously, or, hit from the beginning, from the moment Serena pushed open the door, Yubei had already woken up. He just wanted to see. Serena was going to do something. Result, just when Yubei thought Serena was going to sneak attack him, but it's been a long time since Serena's surprise attack came. Out of curiosity, I took the initiative to open my eyes. One could see Serena in a daze, as white as milk, and her delicate jade-like face was covered with rosy clouds. You blush with a bubble teapot. Knowing the purpose of the girl's visit, Yubei interrupted the girl's fantasy with practical actions, arms around the back of Serena's neck. The sudden change made Serena subconsciously want to scream. However, the sound was blocked before it could exit. She could only make a dull voice as if speaking in the underwater. Slowly, when Serena realizes what the truth is, the defensive front in my heart is like Magnet, the strongest defensive line on land, instantly disintegrated, addicted to it, in particular, the presence of Saki, Annabelle, and it made Serena feel a different kind of excitement. While being more focused and invested, it also maximizes the senses. Always watch out for Saki to appear. At the same time, the price of doing so is that the impression in Serena's heart is even deeper. To avoid being disturbed, Yubei turned off his cell phone. At the same time, Pinken Island in the Orange Islands. The time has come to noon. An airship with optical stealth function, or flying palace is more appropriate. Fighting a Dragonite flying with a crew. Airship pilot, it is Giluta, the crazy Pokemon collector. After seeing the Feinean Three Gods war again, Giluta made up her mind to subdue the three gods. He was the first to decide to subdue the target. Asking for flowers. Is the only thing that can be determined. The god of the sea who has not yet been subdued, Kyogre. And before that, Giluta needs to make sure, how powerful is the flying machine that has just been built. Then, the three god birds in the legendary of Asia Island, and Lugia, the god of ocean currents above the three god birds. It has become the best training target. In order to bring out Lugia, the god of ocean currents, Giluta chose to attack the three gods here. In process, Giluta passed by Pinken Island where the Alliance laid an ambush. Facing the pink Pokemon on the island, his collection wanted to commit crimes. In line with the idea of increasing collections and training hands, Gilu grabbed a large number of pink Pokemon, so he confronted the investigators including Yulongdu. However, even with investigators involved, the Alliance side couldn't do anything to Giluta either. In order to realize the dream of conquering legendary beasts, the warship that Giluta spent almost 80% of her wealth to build was not so easy to destroy. Even if Yulongdu commanded all the main players of the first team to beat up together, they did not break the defense of the airship. Instead, under the attack of various thermal weapons from the airship, Dragonite dodges in embarrassment. Yulongdu had to stay away temporarily. Alliance investigator? It's just that, even my ship's defense can't be broken. Seeing that the famous flying elite Yulongdu retreated under the attack of ships, Giluta's heart swelled to the extreme. With these words, the sound of the airship that he turned on specially spread throughout the whole world. Damn it, you're the flying elite, and your whole family is the flying elite. I'm a dragon elite. Bastard. We must counter it. Counter him severely. Under the astonished gaze of the investigators, furious, Yulongdu took out the communicator. Can't I shake people if I can't beat them? You wait for me. Chapter 108 Carlos Morning. Extreme weather in Kanto. Yulongdu's phone call to Yubei was of course not connected. Then he called Annabelle again. It turned out that Annabelle's cell phone just ran out of battery, and the police communicator was left at the handsome guy's place. The handsome guy can't get in touch with Annabelle, so he's very depressed. The dodo was forced to fend for itself. Next day, the earth is still shrouded in darkness. Serena with short shoulder-length hair in gold is still asleep, but Yubei has already woken up. Slowly, Serena felt a slight discomfort in her body. Wake up confused. Immediately after that, there will be an intense and exciting morning exercise. If it wasn't for the fact that Saki, Annabelle, and M were still at home, Serena doesn't even want to go out. Only, when the morning exercise is over, with great difficulty, she expelled this beautiful thought from her mind. When trying to pick up laundry that has fallen on the floor, watching the palm pick up the torn black silk, a look of astonishment flashed across Serena's exquisite and beautiful face. Only then did I recall the madness of last night. His face was flushed. Yubei's eyes were white. It's all your fault. 03. While speaking, the delicate girl who used to be had a hint of mature charm unique to young women. Blame me, Yubei responded again and again. In the end, he did not forget to make up the knife. But how do I remember? You seem to be more excited than me at that time. You still say? Blushing and glaring at Yubei angrily, Serena showed an angry look. Made Yubei laugh. In the end, Yubei released a different color guard voice. Teleport Serena back to her room. As for the shredded equipment, and the work of cleaning the battlefield was left to Yubei. Yubei will be completely intact, packed into the system space. Anyway, it's just a thought. In the future, if I recall the past with Serena, on-site restoration is also a beautiful talk. At the same time, the sun shines lightly on the earth, dispelling Carlos' night. Yubei, Serena, and M got up to eat. Lobby, Saki worked with Annabelle to bring the prepared breakfast to the table. Unlike the breakfast that most people eat, Annabelle doesn't know why. The breakfast that Saki cooked, said it was breakfast, gave her a feeling of lunch. Not for other. The main reason is that the breakfast is too rich, and, for a light breakfast, it is a bit too heavy. In addition to the lighter fruit platter, such as celery, rapeseed, tofu, spinach, eggs, chicken soup, will you really not get tired of eating these in the morning? Especially the chicken soup stewed by the old hen. If you drink it at noon, Annabelle feels like he could drink a whole pot by himself. But it's morning. No wonder Saki would go out early to prepare the appetizing hawthorn. It turned out that it was already prepared. There's nothing wrong with her. After a while, Serena rubbed her eyes, frowning and stepping out of the room with difficulty. Today's Serena has changed from the previous style, putting on a black dress, and then down, wearing a long black silk on the right leg, and a leg ring on the left leg. This asymmetrical design makes Serena full of infinite charm. The attack speed plus crit kind. At this time, I just left the room. When I saw Serena today, my eyes immediately brightened. Serena's outfit, even compared to last night, even worse. I really don't know if Serena hid it deliberately, or after last night. Serena has made great progress on how to master Yibei's XP. Knowing that Serena has mobility issues, Yibei hurried to Serena's side. I'll carry you. While speaking, Yibei squatted down, leaving his back to Serena. As if playing house in childhood. Seeing this, Serena narrowed her eyes happily, and lay on Yibei's back. Let Yibei carry her down the second floor. Such happy times. It continued until Serena sat at the table and saw a pile of nourishing food in front of her, especially the bowl of chicken soup from the old hen. Saki almost said clearly that she knew what happened last night. Let Serena's pretty face blush, during the whole breakfast. He didn't dare to raise his head to meet Saki's eyes. Even Yibei, after realizing the difference between today's breakfast and the past, for a while, Saki already knew what happened last night, and felt a little embarrassed in her heart. Soon, after breakfast, Yibei and Serena bid farewell to Saki. During this period, Saki asked Yibei to let 603 Serena have a good rest. Yibei was not shy, but nodded seriously. Then the group left the Carlos region under Saki's smiling gaze. Annabelle wants to continue to complete the unfinished work, but Yibei, who has already collected the badge, has no itinerary. Next he, just wait for the conference to start. While waiting, it can fully satisfy Serena's desire to go to the island's beach before, as well as travel to Alola region to solve problems for Lusamin. But still needs to continue to challenge the Viking gym. Just after Yibei and others returned to the Kanto region, suddenly, the originally sunny weather was replaced by a thunderstorm. The pouring rain wets the ground, also drenched the three of Yibei into drowned rats. Just released Gardevoir, ready to prop up the super barrier, block the rain. As a result, the rain stopped. Yibei, what's the situation? He didn't understand it at all, and he didn't have time to analyze it. The mobile phone rang again. Yibei picked up his phone and took a look. The caller ID turned out to be Yulongdu. Chapter 109 Lugia's Explosion. Yibei just wanted to answer the phone. As a result, the thunderstorm on soaring in the sky disappeared, and it was replaced by snow and ice. Snowy. After a while, the whole world was replaced by snow white. Yibei, Bud, Serena, I haven't seen you for a day. Why is the weather in Kanto region like this? While talking, the weather changed again. The sun is shining brightly, the temperature rises rapidly. The ice and snow on the road melted quickly. If it weren't for the large amount of water, and the remaining white snow in the scattered shadows, it's hard to believe that there were thunderstorms and snowstorms just now. Slowly, a large number of people were affected by this extreme weather change and rushed out of their homes one after another. For a while, the streets are full of people. Soon, another cycle, under the thunderstorm, soaring in the sky was wrapped in a dark cloud. Rolling thunder. The pouring rain drenched everyone into drowned chickens. I hurried back to the house to hide from the rain. The three of Yibei were under Gardevoir's barrier, but they were not affected again. After the phone automatically hangs up, soon, another call came, and it was Yulongdu. Thought about it. This time Yibei connected quickly. Hello, Flying Elite, what am I? Where are you? Yibei, have you read the news? Yulongdu asked anxiously. News? Yibei switches the phone back to the desktop. I checked the Kanto Shimbun. At the same time, Yulongdu realized later. Flying Elite, are you polite? Yibei here. When I saw the news report, the mysterious airship appeared and captured Moltres and Zapdos. Yibei's memory drifted to Asia Island, the second work in the movie sequence. The explosion of Lugia? No. After Mewtwo is now guided to Alola by Yibei. The counterattack plot of the first Mewtwo is likely to disappear forever. This may be the first theatrical version of the Pokemon world. The number of theater versions that Yibei has watched, although not many, but except for the first and 16th works related to the appearance of Mewtwo, and various famous scenes in the Hooper Theater version, Mega Flash 1006, during the return flight, Kyogre flies in the air and cannot fly, Fruit God Hard Gank Air and Dragon, Space Gods can't control space, etc. Affected by the plot of Lugia fighting Hooper, Hooper avoided the battle and sent Lugia away. Yubei deliberately watched the plot related to Lugia. Lugia's explosion is naturally among them. Yubei still remembers the general plot, like a crazy collector trying to capture Lugia, the god of ocean currents. Conspiracy to capture the second of the three gods, Moltres and Zapdos, lead to civil turmoil in the three gods. The weather across the Kanto region has been affected. If it is not resolved, it is indeed a troublesome matter. I know, let's go now. Hang up the phone. Just as Yubei was about to leave, the handsome guy called again. Yubei, have you read the news? Yubei, got it. I'm rushing to the place where the incident happened. By the way, what the investigators of the Alliance can't solve, we Interpol can solve. Is there any reward? Yubei had a whim and asked curiously. Alliance assesses the disaster level of the incident and pays us at Interpol. The handsome guy gave the answer subconsciously. Or, this question has been asked by many people before, and he will recite it. Don't worry, with the scope of this incident, if you really solve this matter, the reward will definitely be indispensable. Moreover, for some special reasons, after a while, the rewards of the last three-party confrontation between land, sea and air will also hit your card. Don't be too surprised then. The handsome guy gave Yubei reassurance. Surprised? Yubei's thoughts turn. What do you mean? Someone wants to curry favor with me and give me money? I really can't hide it from you. The handsome guy smiled wryly and shook his head. You know too. The matter of someone subduing Rayquaza was made known to the whole world by that live broadcast. Some top chairballs want to put pressure on Alliance through the economic field, trying to get your information and make friends with you. Although damn Alanchai did not announce your news. But considering that in order not to cause riots, I still gave How New O's a channel to establish contact with you to appease these people. Pay money? Yubei showed a strange face. The world's top chairballs gave him money together. This made Yubei curious about how much money he could earn in this wave. Will there be a wave of fat, and the assets once surpassed the sum of the assets of the three daughters of Lusamin, Xidua, and Cynthia? Anyway, hang up first, I have to hurry back. Yubei hung up the phone. Command guard Void teleport disappears in the street, came to a deserted corner, into the underworld. Yubei passed through the secret base left in the Orange Islands during the earlier flight from Carlos to Kanto, teleport to the Orange Isles. Chapter 110 Yulongdu is deflated. A golden shuriken spanning 1,000 meters. At the same time, Asia Island, after going to Dasha Valley to revive the Pokemon fossil in your hand, received the news. Lorelei hurried over. The two Alliance elite teamed up to try to stop the airship from advancing, and rescued the captured Moltres and Zapdos. But because I have been deflated many times before, knowing that it is difficult to make a difference with only normal attack methods, Yulongdu proposes alternating hot and cold. Let Charizard and Roars take over to release fire and ice to attack the same place as the airship, making it easier to break through. Ouroboros, Ice Beam. Charizard, Flamethrower. The extremely cold ice light and blazing flames are just like Yulongdu's plan, smoothly launched alternate attacks of ice and fire on the cabin of the airship. This action, naturally, she couldn't hide it from Mrs. Gilu in the main control room of the airship. However, Mrs. Gilu didn't care about it at all. It's useless, it's all in vain. Having seen Kyogre's fight with Groudon, he had foreseen this situation long ago. Therefore, the cost of this airship once increased from 20% of his net worth to 80%. The real money goes down. The shell of this airship has taken various factors into consideration, not only heat-resistant and cold-resistant, but also has a certain self-healing property. Some small friction, only need 590 to recover after a while. As expected, everything is as Galuta said. The joint attack of Roars and Charizard failed to cause any impact on the cabin of the airship. Ignoring both, Galuta drove the airship and went straight to the final destination, the location of Articuno. During this time, in order to be able to keep up with Galuta's airship, the group had to use flying-type Pokemon to follow. However, under the alternation of air currents in thunderstorm days, ice and snow days, and scorching sun days, flying Pokemon flying is greatly affected by the weather. Weaker ones are forced to land. As a result, the only ones who can keep up with the action of the airship are the Pokemon of Yulongdu. Yulongdu lent Charizard to Lorelei for use. Along the way, the two pursued for a while, but every time they launched an attack, they had little effect. This airship has too much material. At the same time when Gilu laughed at the two elites tickling his airship again. Soon, the airship arrived at a mountain covered with ice and snow. Articuno's figure also appeared in front of Galuta, Lorelei, and Yulongdu. You are the only one left. Be my experience. Gilu excitedly pressed the main gunfire button on the console. Next moment, the main gun port below the airship, the blazing flame spit up, emits astonishingly high temperature, melt all the heavy snow falling from the surrounding world. Facing the hot flames, Articuno's cold and arrogant face flashed a touch of disgust. Dual wing beat fanning, blizzard. The dense blizzard with frozen energy covers this world. The aftermath of the attack made Yulongdu and Lorelei have to stay away temporarily. On the frontal battlefield, The dense ice and snow collided with the flames, weakening most of the heat of the flames. Articuno beak open. A dazzling blue light ball emits an extremely cold frost that is enough to freeze everything. Ice beam. A dazzling ice shot out from the blue light ball. Blue extremely cold ice light. Flames collide with ice beam. The flame was instantly frozen and twisted into an icicle in the air. The icy light extended to the vicinity of the main gun of the airship, which was still spit up with hot flames, before it could make any progress. Momentary confrontation. Articuno, who used 2 moves in succession, has the upper hand temporarily. As mechanical creations, as long as the airship has energy, it can continue to output endless stream of flames. Let Articuno also have to make concessions, seeing that the firepower of the airship once again gained the upper hand. Giluta's heart swelled to the extreme. Immediately press the capture button. External. Below the airship, the main gun retracts and switches to capture net launcher. Shoot the catch net. Unfortunately, without exception, they were all dodged by Articuno agility. Don't try to succeed. Seeing Articuno being hunted down, Yulongdu and Lorelei were anxious. Dragonite, Dragon Dance. Lorelei released the Stodaurus and landed on the top of the snow mountain. Ourourus, calm mind. Command Dragonite and Ourourus to superimpose attack, speed, special attack and special defense to the limit. Giga Impact. Destroy the Death Ray. The 2 attacks are the strongest blows that Yulongdu and Lorelei can unleash at the moment. If you can't hurt the airship this time, it's too hopeless. White light appeared on Dragonite's body, and his body instantly turned into a cannonball, hitting the capture net launcher of the airship in an instant. A dazzling white beam of light sprayed out, reaching the bottom of the ship in an instant. Boom! Under these 2 combined attacks, the entire airship was hit and drifted to the side for about half a meter. It is conceivable that the attack power this time is huge. However, under such a blow, the shell of the main gun was not affected at all, and it was still as strong as before. Yulongdu's mentality collapsed. Never thought of it anyway. I am dignified, elite, but I am stumped by an airship. The powerlessness of Dragonite and Ourourus gave Gilu too much self-confidence. Press the communication button. Ridiculous. Ha ha ha. Stop doing useless work. It is impossible for you to cause damage to my airship. Damn bastard. Yulongdu was so angry that his face turned blue and white. Happily, he still has no way to refute. What made Yulongdu and Lorelei even more impatient was that Articuno didn't notice for a while, and was caught by the trap, is being recovered through special ropes. The 2 hurriedly directed the Pokemon to try to break the rope, but to no avail. The attacks of Dragonite and Ourourus left scars on the ropes, but it is still impossible to completely cut off the rope defense. The rope is still being recovered. At this time, in the cold wind, a dazzling gold light pierced the sky, illuminated the world. Swish! Before everyone could see clearly what it was. The rope has been cut. What happened? What happened? Everyone present looked at each other. In the airship, Gilu turned on the surveillance playback in astonishment. After fully slowing down 1,000 times, I finally saw the essence of gold's light. This is actually a huge golden shuriken? Chapter 111 Rayquaza, I will shoot. Silver Wing. Golden shuriken? Everyone present was stunned, sluggish for a moment, thinking of Yibei's special ninja frog. Yulongdu, Lorelei, and even Giluta's eyes lit up. It's Yibei. The sound of the mountain road appeared almost at the same time. The difference is that Yulongdu and Lorelei know that once Yibei arrives, things will basically be resolved. And Giluta didn't know that Yibei held Rayquaza. He only knows Yibei has a special ninja frog that can complete bond evolution, and a different color Gardevoir that can mega evolution. These 2 Pokemon are also the existence of Giluta Covet's collection, especially the one and only, pretty much the only Greninja in the world. In the eyes of Giluta, the importance of Yibei Greninja, even far beyond Moltres and Zapdos imprisoned in the airship at this moment, and Articuno who was rescued. However, just as Gilu was waiting for Yibei and Greninja to appear, while killing Greninja and the 3 Godbirds together, Yibei really appeared in front of Gilruta. Only, Yibei was not the only one who appeared in front of Gilruta. There is also a huge beast in the image of an oriental dragon, galloping all the way to Asia Island from a distance. Black Rayquaza. Damn, can't be so unlucky. Mrs. Gilu is stupid. While envious and jealous, my mind changed sharply. Switch the launcher to the main gun of the airship. With full force, the 3 main guns extended out of the cabin at the same time. The 3 attacks of flame, ice, and lightning moved towards Rayquaza at the same time. Even if you have to, but at this moment, the arrow is on the string, and it has to be launched. Destroy the Death Ray. Facing the 3 attacks of fire red, ice blue, and saffron that suddenly appeared in the sky in the distance, Yibei commanded Rayquaza to attack with the destruction of Death Rays. The dazzling white laser beam blasted out, neutralizing the 3 attacks in an instant. Destroy the dead light and destroy it, while counteracting the 3 attacks. Directly destroy the main gun of the airship. This is the power of Rayquaza. Yulongdu looked enviously at Yibei standing above Rayquaza's head. and Serena who look around like a curious baby. He really wants to get in touch with Rayquaza like the two girls. Only, swept over and Serena. I took another look at myself. Yulongdu shook his head. It is estimated that Yubei would not agree to let him stand on top of Rayquaza. Dragon Ascent. Yubei voice outlet. Dazzling white light instantly enveloped Rayquaza's body. In the white light, Rayquaza's body length doubled directly. The main body of black is V-shaped like the dragon horns of two huge steel knives. Gold has slender tentacles, and two sharp knives protruding downward are guarded on both sides of the dragon's mouth. After Mega Evolution, Rayquaza's appearance soared. For a while, Yulongdu looked at Mega Rayquaza with obsession in his eyes. In the airship, Giluta was so blinded that she completely forgot to run away. What a perfect creation. How wonderful it would be if it could become his collection. At this time, a layer of light green fluorescence, covering the body surface of Mega Rayquaza. Dragon Ascent. Rayquaza penetrated the defense of the airship almost without expending too much effort, cut the airship directly in half. Rayquaza is really strong. Yulongdu's eyes lit up, and he looked at Yubei with envy. Fortunately, Lorelei, who was full of femininity, pushed his glasses and breathed a sigh of relief. By the way, the matter of the weather has not been resolved yet. The three godbirds and the three orbs have to be sent back to their respective territories. Yulongdu arrived in a hurry. The so-called three orbs refer to the legendary of Asia Island. Yulongdu also heard it from the mouths of the natives here. When the god of thunder, god of fire, and god of ice are furious, there must be a chosen brave man. Put the three orbs corresponding to the three gods into the offering device on the territory of the three godbirds to rest the anger of the three godbirds. Stabilize the weather that is about to collapse. Asking for flowers. Only, when words are spoken, Yulongdu suddenly noticed that the weather in this world seemed to have stabilized. How is this going? Are the people here reliable? Just when the weather at Yulongdu was suddenly stabilized, I felt strange, when questioning the authenticity of the Kia Island legendary story. After breaking down the airship, Yubei commanded Lunala to release the strong mind, catch the pink Pokemon about to fall from the airship. As for Moltres, Articuno. As early as the moment the airship split apart, they had already broken free from the cage and started attacking each other. Yubei originally planned to intervene, to appease the anger of the three godbirds with physical means. Suddenly, as soon as I heard the howl of an ancient bird, from the center of Asia Island, in sight, a giant bird with a size of more than 50 meters high drilled out of the ice. It has silver and white feathers, blue eye patch like a mask, 2 rows of blue fins on its back, a normal dual wing beat like a big hand, 2 three-legged feet, and a long tail. White bird. Lugia. The appearance of Lugia, the god of ocean currents, instantly attracted the attention of everyone present. The local residents in the distance, after seeing Lugia, prostrated themselves on the ground devoutly. Only Yubei is thinking, next, is Lugia going to be beaten and run away by 3 subordinates? Unexpectedly, the appearance of Lugia did not show the embarrassing performance as in the shadow version, being chased and beaten by 3 subordinates. Lugia's voice alone shocked the 3 godbirds. Let them return to their original places obediently. Cooperate with Rayquaza's delta airflow to control the stable operation of the airflow in this world. The crisis seems to have ended. Watching the 3 divine birds in charge of the priesthood return to the territory in peace, Lugia nodded in satisfaction. Then he glanced in the direction of Yubei, Mega Rayquaza, and Lunala. Nodding his head, he escaped into the sea again. At the same time, located in front of Yubei, I don't know when a silver and white feather appeared. Chapter 112 The Powerful Silver Wing. Xiduo is coming to Kanto. Silver Wing. It has the effect of sensing Lugia's whereabouts. After carrying it, the power of flying moves will increase by 50%, only effective at level 125 and below. 50%? Yubei's eyes widened in surprise. Although there is a level of usage restrictions, but level 125, this limit is not tasteless. Should it be said to be the blessing of the strongest Lugia? Really quite generous. In short, think of a way to pay back this favor later. Yubei remembers, in the future, Lugia's mother and child will be in danger, and at that time, I can do my best to help his fellows. As if feeling the kindness conveyed by Yubei thought so. The silver 253 feather in his palm suddenly lit up. Soon, Yulongdu Kihaharai Dragonite, the 3 orbs were sent back to the 3 islands of Asia Island to enshrine, completely quelled the anger of the 3 divine birds. So far, Lugia's explosion has also come to an end. At the celebrate dinner held by the natives of Asiatic Island, Yubei, Serena, Yulongdu, and Lorelei sat down around a small table. Due to the special status of Yulongdu and Lorelei Alliance Elite, many things are inconvenient for common people to know. The local aborigines did not come to disturb them. Thank you so much this time, Yubei. Ifq Solation on. Yulongdu looked at Yubei gratefully. Then he raised his wine glass and drank the fruit wine, which is a specialty of the Orange Islands, in one gulp. Yubei accompanied me for a drink. The fruit wine enters the mouth, and the rich fruit aroma and alcohol enter the mouth, which makes Yibei feel comfortable. Pity, if the wine is not served in a glass. The scene is no longer a banquet, but in a small, quiet room. It would be even more wonderful if and Serena turned themselves into wine glasses for Yibei to taste imported wine. Yibei stretched out her hand and pushed the god Yibei away. Lorelei Elite is talking to you. Opposite, Lorelei, who raised his glass and drank it down, saw that Yibei was indifferent, and the corner of his mouth twitched. Sorry, I just remembered something serious. Yibei glanced at Lorelei apologetically. These words made Lorelei realize that Yibei may have landed in the underground world consciously. Some embarrassing faces look much better. Mentality adjusted quickly. Fill yourself a glass again. It's nothing. I'm just thanking you, Yibei, for your contribution to my hometown, and this is a toast to you. Lorelei raised his glass again and drank it down. Yibei is no exception. Lifting Serena's lovingly filled glass, she drank it all down. For a while, the atmosphere became extremely harmonious. After this, thinking of her adoptive mother, Saki, Yibei asked if pink Pokemon could not be tamed. The answer obtained is not absolutely, naturally. There is no problem in subduing a righteous partner like Yibei. Only, Lorelei asked what he thought was a tough question. That is, these Pokemon are due to some kind of fruit that can be dyed, which will cause the skin color to become pink. If the fruit is not used for a long time, the Pokemon's skin color will inevitably gradually return to its original state. For this, Yibei is naturally not worried at all. After all, there is an underground world. A round trip is only a matter of seconds. Even if you want to avoid people's eyes and ears, you can also tell the location of the secret base, set on an uninhabited island near Pinken Island. Lorelei was also belatedly, and agreed to Yibei's taking over the pink armored rhinoceros. I heard that Yibei tamed the pink armored rhinoceros and wanted to donate it to the famous armored rhinoceros rider Saki. Lorelei said, how can one be enough? Just send a pair of armored rhino couples. In this way, Yibei harvested 2 armored rhinos. That night, the Pokeball was sent to Karlosaki, gave Saki a huge surprise dinner party. Taking a glance at and Serena from the corner of the eye, recalling that tempting idea earlier, the corners of Yibei's mouth rose slightly. Let's go get some fruit wine and pack some back to drink. Can agreed without thinking. These fruit wines are really delicious, not like wine at all, but like good juice. If you feel it, I feel that Yibei's proposal is not simple. He glanced at Yibei curiously. At the same time, Xiaojia in the Unova region received an invitation. Sincerely invite Miss Xiaojia to visit Otto Mare and participate in Otto Mare's water festival. It's water sports again. I'm a trainer specializing in electricity. Xiaojia couldn't help complaining. But, Otto Mare? A trace of confusion flashed across Xiaojia's delicate face, picked up the phone and searched. Otto Mare, a place in Johto region, an isolated island between the southwestern coast of the Johto region, known as the most beautiful city in the world. 1.5 is also known as the capital of water because of the intricate intersecting of small canals in the city. On the shores of Old Mare, there is a museum and 2 stone statues commemorating glaciers and Latios. I briefly checked Old Mare's information. Xiaojia is interested. Johto region? Isn't that an next-door region on the same continent as the Kanto region? Speaking of which, after such a long time, she hasn't seen Yibei with her own eyes for a long time. Exactly. Yibei's gym challenge tour has also ended. During this time, apart from waiting for the start of the conference, there should be nothing else to do. Just invite him to play with him. Chapter 113's Weird Dream. Old Mare, the City of Water. Evening. Saki once again received a Pokeball from Yibei. What is it this time? Knowing Yibei's current achievements, Saki has lost a lot of resistance to accepting Yibei's present. My heart is full of curiosity. Thinking that Yibei didn't specifically explain to her that she needs to go to a wide place, Saki holds 2 Pokeballs in the palm of her hand. Press the switch. Red rays shoot out. 2 pink armored rhinos came into view, which made Saki look stunned. Powder red. After the astonishment, marvelous. Saki hugged the 2 armored rhinos excitedly. As a professional armored rhinoceros rider, for Saki, who has a lot of experience in cultivating armored rhinos, stretch out your arms, be fast and ruthless, put it on the parts where male and female armored rhinos like to be stroked. 03, a massage. Soon, Saki subdued 2 strange pink armored rhinos. Xinyu. 2 pink armored rhinos narrowed their eyes. Hey, 2 little babies, don't run around, I'll get you food. Xinyu. As soon as they heard that there was food, the 2 armored rhinos presented the contest condition with their eyes shining almost simultaneously. Haha, they're still 2 little gluttons. Stretched out his hands and rubbed the heads of the 2 armored rhinos. Saki walked away quickly. When I came back, I had already brought many kinds of rations suitable for armored rhinos of various personalities. At the same time, Kanto region, Orange Islands, Sunburst Island. Under the night, the 3 of Yibei checked into a hotel on Sunburst Island. Why did we come here? And put down her backpack and looked at Yubei with a puzzled face. That's right. If you return to Kanto, why not here? Open the phone map. Check the relative positions of Tokawa City, Asia Island, Sunburst Island. Serena was even more puzzled. Who told you that you have to rush back to Kanto? Came here, of course, to meet that very special crystal onyx. I heard there is a magical legendary here. Yubei showed a mysterious smile on his face, making it a secret. What legendary? Not surprisingly, Serena, who was very curious, was hooked almost instantly. Although didn't speak, she also looked over. Don't tell you. Really? Serena squints her eyes, threateningly. Yubei, you don't want me and Machen to kick you out of your room tonight, do you? Yes Yubei, you must not want to do this. Also cooperated. Cough cough cough. Two neon girls, please calm down. Give up, I'm sure I won't tell you. Yubei made up his mind to resist to the death. It seems that I really have to teach you a lesson. Take a sip of fruit wine. Walked in front of Yubei with enchanting steps, one step at a time. At last, re-import wine, facial cleanser, black silk enough to conquer the bank, and fly together, with repeated efforts. Yubei happily told the truth to the two women. Only, it was and Serena who passed out, with a blessing of soaring in the sky. Yubei's physical fitness is very comparable, and he will not fall into the disadvantage if he is 1 against 2. I just glanced around at Yubei. Spread your hands and enjoy the blessings of everyone. When ready to rest, boom boom boom. You have new mail. Hear the beep. Yubei was not willing to withdraw his arms from the backs of and Serena's white necks. Opened the email curiously. The caller ID is Xiajua. Invite me to Odamere. Where is Odamere? Out of curiosity, Yubei turned on his phone and searched for news about Odamere. Red and blue water. Looking at the display on the phone, there are sculptures about Latios and Latias. Another theatrical version. Although I haven't seen it, but it didn't prevent Yubei from knowing that something should happen to Odamere, especially during Ash's trip to Odamere. Absolutely something will happen there. But the Indigo Plateau Conference has not started yet. Ash didn't even break through the Indigo Plateau Conference, so it is impossible to go to the Johto region. Thinking about it, if you go to 387 this time, you shouldn't encounter any accidents. And, Water Carnival. As you can tell from the name, it is a holiday for people to relax. Yubei replied agreeing, said it would pass tomorrow afternoon. Little Jua, think about the perfect figure of that world-class supermodel. Yubei subconsciously looked at comparing in my mind, unknowingly, the fighting spirit in Yubei's heart regained its dignity. In sleep, had a very strange dream. I dreamed that I became a talking locomotive. Behind the buttocks is a train carriage with 2 eyes hanging behind it. The weird thing is, this carriage even pushes the front of the car forward, which is really incredible. At the same time, Moonlight, Kanto, Pallet Town. Mom, I'm back. Ash, who has been on the road all day, pushing open the door excitedly. Misty and Xiaogang followed behind him. Ah, Ash, you're finally back. Chapter 114. Delia wins the prize. Mewtwo's trip to Alola. Ash's mom Delia Solasha responded, then he lowered his head without looking back, and continued to study the things in his hand. Ash, Misty, Xiaogang, looking at each other, Misty quietly leaned into Xiaogang's ear. Hey, do you think the atmosphere between Ash and his mother is a bit strange? Compared with my family, I actually think it's quite normal. Xiaogang replied thoughtfully. Misty, Ash, enough. I say you too. I'm right by your side. When I can't hear you. Haha, Ash, aren't you here? Feel sorry. Forget it. Don't care about the two of you. Mom, what are you doing? Ash changed into the slippers placed at the entrance, quickly ran into the room and came to Delia. He looked down at the 3 lottery tickets in Delia's hand. What's this? Ash asked suspiciously. Oh, it's the lottery ticket I got for buying seafood. I just scratched it off, and all 3 are first prizes. Speaking of the things in his hands, Busy was very excited. First prize? Will the first prize be the $1 million prize? Far away, hearing the conversation between mother and son, Misty and Xiaogang's eyes glowed with gold. They changed into the slippers at the door and rushed into the living room. Sorry for the faux pas. The two looked curiously at the lottery ticket in Delia's hand. So there is a guest here. Ash, why didn't you tell me earlier? Delia looked at her son with resentful eyes. Sorry, I should have said that I was rude. Thanks to the two of you for taking care of my family Ash during this time. Where is that, Auntie? You are too polite. Ash also took care of us. Misty and Xiaogang looked at each other. Have it? Whether there is or not, but the mother is here. It's not easy for the two of them to tell the truth in their hearts. At the same time, Ash's grudge is looking at Delia. What do you mean? If there are no guests, can you just ignore me like just now? Don't say that. Come on, just the 3 of you. These 3 first prize tickets will be given to you. Delia will give 3 raffle tickets. Each person is assigned to a group of 3. Auntie, you are too polite. Is this really good? This is $1 million prize, although it is polite to say, but Misty and Xiaogang quickly grabbed the lottery tickets into their palms. Million jackpot. Delia was stunned. Who said, these are 3 vacation vouchers for a 3-day, 2-day single-person tour of Alola Mare in the Johto region. Coincidentally, Ash, the trip of the three of you is also over. There is still some time before the start of the Indigo Plateau Conference. Instead of being idle all the time, it is better to travel. Johto region? It seems very interesting. I wonder if the trainer there is strong. As soon as I heard that I was going to travel far away, I could see trainers from other regions. Ash's heart was instantly ignited with full fighting spirit. Johto region. A large-scale water carnival, should have a lot of hot swimsuits and mature and beautiful big sisters. Xiao Gang's 2 eyes bloomed and turned into 2 beach hearts. Johto region. There should be a powerful water-type Pokémon that is different from the Kanto region. Misty's eyes lighted up, too. Almost at the same time, the three reached a consensus. Okay, it's decided. The next stop is Alola Mare. At the same time, at dusk, under a bridge hole that no one cares about in Alola, a 4-legged cat with a black body and red stripes, Pokémon, snuggling up next to a big dog Pokémon who is very old and nearing the end of his life. Ching Mao cough cough cough. The big dog Pokémon suddenly coughed violently. A mouthful of blood was coughed up from the mouth of the big dog Pokémon. The cat Pokémon was awakened from sleep. The body subconsciously jumped to the open space next to it, looking around vigilantly. After finding that there were no enemies, the cat's eyes fell on the big dog beside it. Seeing the blood coughed up by the other party, Meowth meow. Cat Pokémon is very anxious. Kmow, as if knowing that he was about to die. Big dog Pokémon Stoutland tries to comfort his cat Pokémon Litten with his old voice. Let him not feel sorry for the end of his life. But, according to Litten, who was abandoned by his parents and survived on Stoutland's support, this is absolutely unacceptable. Meow. With a roar, Litten quickly rushed out of the bridge hole and headed straight to Alola's commercial street. This scene happened to be seen by Mewtwo flying in the air. Thoughtful, Mewtwo followed behind Litten. Soon, Litten turned left and right all the way to a commercial street. Litten anxiously ran to an old woman's fruit stand. Yeah, it's you, little cat. Have you finished eating the fruit? If it's not enough, there's still here. Take whatever you want. The old lady looked kindly. He even wanted to take the fruit off the fruit stand and put it on the ground so Litten could walk. Only this time is different from the past. Urgent situation. Litten didn't have time to wait for the grandmother to help him. He jumped directly onto the fruit stand, held the tree fruit in his mouth, and made his way back. Litten, from a distance, I noticed the movement here. By Limo. Lily trotted over with Bai Gungan beside him. Grandma, is that Litten taking your stuff again? Lily frowned. He took out the alliance coin corresponding to the value of the tree fruit from the satchel on his waist, and handed it to the old woman. No, I gave it to him. Little girl, I can't take your money. But that little guy, I always feel that he is a bit strange today. Can you please help me to see him? Don't let anything happen. Okay. Grandma, you take it first, and I'll help you to see what kind of trouble that little guy has encountered. Talking room. Lily handed over the money to the grandmother, then he glanced at the direction Litten left, looking at Bai Gungan beside Alola Vulpix. Let's go, Bai Gungan. After all, he chased after Litten in the direction he left. Chapter 115 Alola Meowth. Litten attack. At the same time, Granny's kindness and caring, and Lily's kindness, Mewtwo, Mew, all flying in the air, and the fear of the destruction of the island. Tapu, who followed the two powerful Pokémon far away, saw it. A minute later, while passing through a laneway, Alola Meowth, a dark-skinned, bipedal walking, stopped in front of Litten. Eyes fell on the berry in Litten's mouth. Alola Meowth's eyes blazed with greed. Meowth, hand over the fruit. Alola Meowth bared her sharp claws intimidatingly. Meow. This is for Stoutland, not for you. Litten, who is usually snatched by this guy, knows he is not a rival. Subconsciously took 2 steps back, attempt to use Stoutland's disease to get Alola Meowth's hold back. But apparently, the result let him down. Meowth meow. I don't care what happens to that dead dog, hand over the fruit, or I'm sorry. Such a scene fell in the eyes of Mewtwo and Mew. Both Pokémon showed angry expressions. In Mewtwo's right hand, a huge shadow ball was condensed. At the moment when Alola 850 Meowth was about to be wiped out in an instant, Lily rushed to the scene. A soft drink came from Lily's mouth. Stop, Meowth, don't bully Litten. Bai Gungan, powered snow. Luai. The cold low-temperature frost spit up from the mouth of the white troll, and the temperature in the roadway dropped suddenly. Litten, who likes the heat, subconsciously hid at the edge of the alleyway. Fury swipes. Alola Meowth stretched out her claws, trying to tear powder snow apart, but the billowing ice crystal energy quickly eroded the normal energy on Meowth's sharp claws. Swish. Losing the attack resistance, Alola Meowth was instantly frozen into a huge block of ice. Are you alright, Litten? What's your problem? Can you tell me? Maybe I can help you. Ignoring the downed Alola Meowth, Lily trotted over to Litten with concern. But Litten didn't appreciate it. In other words, he who was abandoned, will no longer trust anyone or Pokémon outside of Stoutland. Fire spot. Adba. Meow ran away. After hesitating for a while, Lily and Bai Gungan looked at each other. Bai Gungan, I'm very worried about this child. Let's go and have a look. Luai Baigungan nodded vigorously. One person, one pet, quickly chased in the direction Litten left. Seeing this scene, Mewtwo thoughtfully retracted the whole attack. Humanity, pretend, or genuine friendliness? Let me see your true face. Thoughts drop. Mewtwo ignored Alola Meowth on the ground and chased after her. So is Mew. Only to Pukoko, who is worried about following at the end. He was a little angry and decided to impose a small punishment. Unleashed a thunderbolt. While thawing the ice, the fur of Alola Meowth's whole body was scorched black by electricity, but did not endanger his life. Soon, Litten returned under the bridge. Litten looked back at Lily vigilantly. Lily slowed down, signaled that he would not hurt him. Litten quickly jumped down the bridge and came to the side of the fallen Stoutland. He placed the fruit he had held in his mouth all the way in front of Stoutland. Chengmao? Stoutland looked worriedly at Litten. In the past, Litten was often bullied by Alola Meowth. Every time he steps in to force Alola Meowth away. Let's hope he doesn't get bullied this time. Fortunately, Stoutland raised his head with all his strength. His eyes swept over Litten's fur, but he didn't see any scars on Litten's fur. At the same time, there was the sound of soft footsteps approaching. Litten and Stoutland turned their heads, saw Lily with blonde hair, and followed Lily. Looks very spiritual. Beautiful head Alola Vulpix. Stoutland got it. Maybe it wasn't that Alola Meowth didn't show up, but that Litten was saved by the human Stephanie in front of him. Meow. As if protectant food normal, Litten turned to Lily, grinning. Chengmao. Stoutland made a limp. Litten. As Litten's old fatherly presence, now he, knowing that his life is not long, paving the way for Litten's future has begun. The human Stephanie, who looks full of kindness in front of him, maybe after he left, Litten knew dependent target. Reprimanded by Stoutland, Litten meowed, lowered his head, no longer being hostile to Lily, worried came to Stoutland. Tell Stoutland to eat the berry he brought. Hesitated. Stoutland ate only half of the fruit, leaving the other half for Litten. Litten signaled that he was not hungry. He took the remaining half of the fruit and continued to arch towards Stoutland. Eat it, Stoutland. If food is not enough, I have power cubes here. Talking room. Lily opened the satchel at her waist, took out a few energy cubes, and walked into the dim bridge hole. Put it in front of Stoutland. Suddenly, the sharp-eyed Lily glanced out of the corner of her eye and noticed the blood on the battered couch in front of Stoutland. Blood? At the moment when Lily's face was stunned, the situation changed suddenly. Mistakenly thinking that Lily was going against Stoutland, Litten jumped up from the ground and bit Lily's arm. Meow. The sharp teeth bit Lily's fair skin. Ah! Lily let out a cry of pain, and the energy cube in her hand fell to the ground. Wanted to pull out, but couldn't. Luai Baigungan showed anxiety, and a ball of ice blue light condensed from his mouth. Just as Mewtwo thinks, Lily will let Baigungan attack Litten. No, it's nothing. Chapter 116 Lucky Result. Lost Lusamin. Don't want. Chengmao. Lily's and Stoutland's voices sounded almost simultaneously. Lily stopped Baigungan's attack, and Stoutland reprimands Litten for letting go. Hiss. It hurts. Withdrawing her arm, Lily looked at the bleeding arm, and quickly took out a bottle of potion from her satchel. Spray on the wound. Not only did Lily not avenge her injustice, she even stepped forward again. Meeting Litten's wary eyes, explained patiently. Litten, I have no hostility. Trust me. Perhaps I can help you heal Stoutland's wounds. Eyes facing each other. I don't know how much time has passed. Meow. Litten chose to trust Lily, who didn't attack him even after being bitten. Don't worry, I will help you heal Stoutland's injury. Talking room. Lily walked over to Stoutland, patiently brushing the hair off Stoutland's body. He checked Stoutland's body for any obvious wounds. Can human beings really be so kind? In the air, Mewtwo fell into deep thought. Have to say, he was moved by the good qualities in Lily. Perhaps what Yi Bai said was not completely deceiving him. There may be more than evil in humans. Behind Mewtwo, Mew silently watched how De's silence, eyes narrowed. This is the scene he wants to see. The angle of view is shifted to under the bridge hole again. Lily patiently examined every skin on Stoutland's body, trying to find a wound. The result is no. And, through inspection, Lily found a very serious problem. This Stoutland is very old, combined with the fact that Stoutland doesn't even have any wounds on his body. This Stoutland is probably not going to end soon. Meow. Seeing that Lily stopped checking, Litten immediately jumped onto the sofa anxiously, show eager curiosity expression, facing Litten who cared so much about Stoutland. Lily really couldn't express the guess in her heart. I had no choice but to say, I didn't detect the wound, it may be some internal injury. In this way, I will take you to my ecological paradise. How about having the professionals to check it out for Stoutland? Chengmao. At the moment when Litten hesitated, Stoutland shook his head. He knew that his time limit was approaching, and there was no need to go for another test. Meow. Litten, who was still a little hesitant, after Stoutland refused. But he nodded decisively. Jump on the couch. I want to use my tiny body to prop up Stoutland. Seeing this scene, Lily shook her head. Let me do it. Litten. Talking room. Lily pulls Solgalio's Pokeball from her satchel. Come out, Solgalio. Red Bloom. A huge, silver-white lion Pokemon appeared under the bridge. The body exudes dazzling lucus, with warming heat. Huh? The breath of the beast. Mewtwo looked down in amazement. His eyes fell on Solgalio, and his mouth opened into an O shape. When eyes fell on Lily again, his eyes became even more astonished. Even Mew felt a burst of novelty. Unexpectedly, Lily only had mythical Pokemon. And, looking at it like this, it seems that it has been approved by Solgalio. Just when the two mythical beasts discovered Solgalio, Solgalio also discovered the three great beasts soaring in the sky, focusing on Mewtwo and Mew. 0. Asking for flowers. 0. Feel the kindness emanating from Mew, and Tapu, who follows the two Pokemon. Solgalio, after nodding with Tapu Koko, looked back, following Lily's instructions. Psychic activates, teleporting Stoutland and Litten to the interior of Yveltal Paradise. Fortunately, Miss, it's a good thing that you sent this Stoutland early. He had a tumor in his body that affected his vital signs, and now we've removed it. If nothing else, delicious and delicious, this Stoutland will live for at least another year. The medical staff informed Lily of the conclusion after the operation. Great, Stoutland, Litten. Chengma. Stoutland's answer was weak, but one thing he could clearly feel was that his physical condition was indeed much better than before. It looks like he has more time to teach Litten to grow. And the source of this change, apparently thanks to Lily for helping out. Litten, who was also aware of the incident, thanked Lily along with Stoutland. Haha, you two, Stoutland, live in Ether Paradise from now on, carefree here, every day. Special personnel will provide you with food suitable for you. Goodbye then. Talking room. Lily walks out of Yveltal Paradise's Pokemon biome, with Litten watching thoughtfully. Left here. Go straight to the chairman's office. Master, I'm here to see you. Quickly ran to the door of the chairman's office. Lily stretched out her hands and pushed open the door. The result came into view, but it was an empty scene. Empty office chair. Mother, where did this go? Force. Chapter 117. Buzzwole appears. Mewtwo shot. At the same time, Kala Island next to Mel Island, soaring in the sky. After the Ultra wormhole opens, it looks like a muscular normal. Its body is made up of black and red, a Pokemon with a head like a mosquito, drilled from the Ultra wormhole. Once appearing in the Pokemon world, the Pokemon then started waving its arms at all the Pokemon it passed by, showing off its unusually swollen muscles. When faced with a Pokemon who refuses to talk to you, with a single swing of his fist, he can break a big tree that needs to be embraced by two people, scares away nearby Pokemon, until he came across a fat Snorlax lying across the road. Walked all the way. He felt a little hungry. Walking up to 243, insert the mouth parts like a mosquito's mouth into Snorlax's body, suck heavily, directly absorb all the fat in Snorlax. After doing this, Muscle Mosquito hiccuped. Hard to imagine. The existence that looks a bit naive actually possesses such amazing destructive power. Dangerous. In situ, Snorlax collapsed instantly. Fortunately, his fat is thick enough. Otherwise, perhaps not only his fat was swallowed, and his guts. After eating and drinking enough, the muscular mosquitoes began to continue on the road. When I met Pokemon along the way, I started to show off my muscles. Fly some Pokemon from time to time. Stop. Buzzwole, Dragonite, Dragon Rush, Salamence, Dragon Claw. The voices of Luciman and Gladion sounded in soaring in the sky. Two green Pokemon fell from the sky. The violent dragon energy is attached to the body surface of Dragonite and Salamence. Attack the muscular mosquitoes from left to right. Dynamic Punch. The Pokemon called Buzzwole swings out with all its strength, covering both fists with fighting energy. Boom, boom. The three energies converged, constantly hedging crazily, devouring and consuming each other. Half an hour, fighting energy devours and consumes the energy of the dragon. Buzzwole's Dynamic Punch slammed heavily on Salamence and Dragonite. Boom. Two huge Pokemon were instantly blown away. Flying Disc, Silverly, multi-attack. Silverly's body, bathed in the rich flying energy field, replacing the repulsed Salamence and Dragonite. Attack the Buzzwole. Dynamic Punch. Fighting energy covers Buzzwole's whole body. Flying energy and fighting energy hedge. It can be seen with the naked eye that the speed of fighting energy consumption is far higher than that of flying energy. However, Buzzwole's power seemed inexhaustible and could not be repulsed. Instead, Silverly, although the speed at which flying energy is consumed is slow, it gradually cannot keep up with the output. In the end, it was completely swallowed by fighting energy. Boom. The violent energy acted on Silverly's body surface, and Silverly was instantly sent flying. Silverly. Gladion jumped anxiously off the back of his Mount Ivan. Luciman, who was concerned about Dragonite's safety, also jumped off the back of Garchomp's mount. At the same time, fighting Buzzwole that consumes a lot of energy. In an instant, he stared at the most fat and round Dragonite in the field, Step by step, I came to Dragonite. F plus F2. It's about to start with Dragonite. Stop. Luciman releases Espeon. Espeon. Psycho Boost. Espeon unleashed the most powerful trick he has mastered so far. Cosmic Virus Pokemon Deoxys exclusive move. The powerful Psy-Wave instantly hit Buzzwole, although Buzzwole was on the defensive. But counting multi-attack, Buzzwole couldn't stand it anymore after eating 2 exclusive tricks in succession. The body was instantly sent flying, and hit the ground heavily, causing a depression in the ground. The surrounding Pokemon were instantly frightened and ran away. And after Espeon used this trick, because of the excessive consumption of mental power, lie powerless on the ground. Are you alright, Espeon? Luciman squatted down anxiously, holding Espeon in her arms. At the same time, then Lily releases Solgaleo. Mewtwo is no longer interested. Sensing the movement here, they flew all the way over nature, counting Mew, Tapu Koko. This time it is the patron saint of Kala Island, Tapu Butterfly. The number of members of the Mewtwo tour group, again days. Psycho Boost. Feeling the residual energy between heaven and earth, Mewtwo was stunned. While under Giovanni, he fought the Deoxys once, so I'm surprised that a common Pokemon can learn such a powerful move. At this time, get up from the ground. Buzzwole charged at Dragonite again, trying to suck the flesh out of him. Come back, Dragonite. Seeing that Dragonite is in danger, Luciman immediately released the Pokeball and put away the Dragonite. Dragonite's body turned into a red light. Buzzwole fluttered. The sharp mouthparts pierced the ground directly. Boji. Being harassed by Luciman one after another, Buzzwole felt extremely rage in his heart. Buzzwole's crimson eyes exposed to the extreme. Dynamic punch. Fighting energy covers the fist. Buzzwole is about to attack Luciman. Lash out. No mother. 3.4. Gladian's eyes widened. Luciman closed her eyes subconsciously, and the figure of Yibei could not help appearing in her mind. Half an hour, in my imagination, the scene where I was attacked did not appear. Is it Yibei? Luciman opened her eyes excitedly. However, to Luciman's disappointment, the existence that appeared in front of her and blocked Buzzwole's attack for her was not Yibei, but, Luciman didn't know, although the visitor is not Yibei, he has a close relationship with Yibei. That's right. The shooter, just before Tapu Koko made a move, Teleport appeared in front of Luciman. Stretching out his slender non-dominant left hand, he easily grabbed Mewtwo, who was Buzzwole's thick and powerful right fist. Chapter 118. Dear Mewtwo. Crystal Onyx. Looking at Buzzwole, Mewtwo's eyes were full of indifference. Feeling the beauty of Mewtwo from humans one after another, was finally inspired. He chose to save Luciman. This trainer who puts away Pokemon at a critical moment and faces danger by himself. Drain Punch. The powerful fighting energy extends from Mewtwo's fist, blending with Buzzwole's fighting energy. The violent suction continuously absorbs the energy in Buzzwole's body. Soon, Buzzwole got the same treatment as Snorlax. The body changed from a bulging muscular man to a skinny little weak chicken. Mewtwo saw later on throws a punch. Bring the wind into the road. A punch landed on Buzzwole's chest, and the violent power burst out suddenly. Buzzwole's body quickly shot out like a cannonball, hitting a cliff. Boom. Rock shattered, stone chips flew. On the rock wall behind Buzzwole, a large number of dense spiderweb-like cracks are left. Thank you, unknown Pokemon. Luciman immediately expressed her gratitude to Mewtwo. Mewtwo turned back to 03 and glanced at Luciman. The performance is very cold. At the same time, Mew did the exact opposite. Seemingly satisfied with Luciman's performance, Mew is very close to Luciman. He even took the initiative to fly to Luciman's side. Wow, it's Mew. What a cute cat. Luciman rushed to Mew excitedly, opened her hands, and wanted to hug Mew into her arms. Next second, Mew's figure disappeared in an instant, and Luciman rushed to nothing. Appearing again, Mew has appeared in the air 2 meters away from Luciman. Aren't you going to touch it? Luciman was a little disappointed, but still remembered something important. He looked at Mewtwo with serious eyes. This Pokemon is in existence from another world, very dangerous. I need to send him back to the original world now. Okay. Anyway, Buzzwole's rival defeated by Mewtwo, and the right to handle should be in the hands of Mewtwo. Humans, arrange it yourself. Leaving this sentence, Mewtwo flew straight up, soaring in the sky. The body was submerged in the clouds, and Yansu disappeared. Talking Pokemon. Luciman opened his mouth wide in surprise, the kind that was big enough to stuff a ham sausage. Far away, Gladian no longer feels this way. Mewtwo isn't really talking after all, just communicating with Luciman telepathically. Gladian really didn't hear anything. Go, Ultra Ball. Putting away the surprise in her heart, Luciman happily threw an ultimate ball to subdue Buzzwole. Next, please Espeon, use the Psychic to transfer the Ultra Orb back into the Ultra Wormhole. So far, the incident came to an end for now. Mewtwo has finally let go of its preconceptions about humans. I plan to live in Alola region for a long time, and Mew can only stay in Alola region in order to keep an eye on his eldest son. The hawkers in Alola region are suffering. The food and fruits in the store always disappear inexplicably. After night, next day, The sun poured over the windowsill and shone into the room. Wake up in sleep. Yibei rolled his eyes left and right at the alluring Snow White. Yibei decided to be a hard-working person. Start morning exercise with Serena as soon as you wake up. As for why not with me? Because Serena is lighter, it can do some difficult movements. Don't think wrong. Yibei is doing yoga with Serena. Nothing but couples yoga, all morning. Yibei's wholehearted attitude towards morning exercises has been affirmed by Serena. Was awakened in a daze and joined in. To this end, the price paid was fainting from exhaustion. Then I can only wear it today. The ancient costumes I bought in Celadon City earlier. Clothes taken from system space on board. Two beauties in ancient costumes are freshly released. Pity. Serena cut her long gold hair into short hair, which doesn't fit well in ancient costumes. But loosen the two ball heads, one waist-length brown hair, let suddenly have a kind of classical beauty. To use Yibei's words to evaluate, help me up, and I can still output. The meeting time agreed with Xiduo is in the afternoon. Early in the morning, Yibei went out with his two daughters to find the whereabouts of Crystal Onyx. Release Lunala, come to Lunala, through its powerful psychic, to find the whereabouts of Crystal Onyx. Finally in the destination cave, 873 Yibei and his party met Crystal Onyx. Crystal Onyx Ice plus ground? Ability, frozen skin, talent, blue. Level, 22. It really is ice type, even with ground type retained. But without rock's resistance to fire type, such a Crystal Onyx, in turn, is still restrained by fire. At the same time, in addition to Onyx, the three also met Agong, a teenager who is good at making glass handicrafts in the plot. Agong defeated Crystal Onyx with Charmeleon, but did not subdue it. Instead, he gave the chance to subdue the three of them, and Serena said that although Crystal Onyx is rare and strange, it is not their favorite. In the end Yibei conquered this Crystal Onyx. Mainly Yibei wants to subdue special individuals like Crystal Onyx into the underground world. Will some other crystal Pokemon be derived from the underground world, in case the Ice Dragon type is spawned, or the Crystal Garchomp of the Ice Ground type? Is it better than Mammoth and Spinosaurus? Chapter 119 Underground World Update. Agatha Gift. Conquering Crystal Onyx. Yibei immediately sank his consciousness into the underground world. A special type of Pokemon has been detected. The crystal Pokemon has been brought into the underground world, and the distribution of the corresponding type of Pokemon is being loaded. Updating. The underground world has been updated. All rock-type Pokemon have a chance to appear as crystal individuals, and the rock type on them will be replaced by ice type. A series of prompts sounded, broke Yibei's inner fantasy. The ice-type Crystal Dragon is gone, but it makes sense after thinking about it. After all, crystal is also a kind of rock. However, since it is rock, why is it ice-type? Yibei was full of doubts. Pity, no one could answer this question for him. A brief look at the updated appearance of the underground world. Yibei did not indulge in it all the time. Consciousness returns to the body. At this time, the boy Agong seemed to have opened his eyes, and his expression was very excited. I'm going to succeed. Crazy look, like crazy. Yibei looked in the direction where Agong was leaving. A trace of worry flashed in her eyes. Is he all right? It should be fine, judging by his appearance. He seems to be very happy. Oh well, let's go to Tokawa. Look at the gymnasium over there. Has it been re-established? I can't wait to get my 8th badge. His eyes lit up. Excitedly said. Okay, then let's go through the underground world. The three entered the underground world with their bodies. The reappearance has entered the interior of the Viking gym, which is under reconstruction. In the aisle, the sudden appearance of Yibei and Serena surprised the construction workers. Who are you? No entry here without an alliance permit. A group of construction workers and Bbook came around, trying to persuade Yibei to leave here. Guys, get on with your work. Yibei unzipped the zipper and took out his Interpol ID photo from his inner pocket. While appeasing everyone, it is known from the population of construction workers that Agatha Elite, which has not been officially retired, currently at the Viking gym. Yibei asked the crowd for directions, and then went straight to where Agatha was with the two girls. Boom boom boom. Fingers tapped on the wooden door, making a sound, breaking the silence in the house, withdrawing the sight of looking at the design drawings of the gymnasiums. Agatha raised her old face and looked at the door with puzzled eyes. Come in. Long time no see, Agatha Elite. I heard that you will take over the position of Vicky Panjim in the future. Yibei pushed the door open with a smile and entered. Yibei. Unexpected voices, unexpected faces. Agatha was slightly taken aback, sweeping his eyes to the two people behind Yibei. When seeing the 1,000-year-old Ghastly appeared in Agatha's mind involuntarily, immediately, his eyes lit up, and a kind smile appeared on his face. You're here too? That look, as if seeing his own granddaughter. He was extremely excited. Hi, Senior Agatha, I'm here to challenge you. Was a little embarrassed to face Agatha's enthusiasm, and smiled awkwardly. I understand. Around the desk, Agatha came to the three of them, looking at him with an apologetic face. I was bad last time, after Ghastly died. It made my mentality become unbalanced, being too pushy and ignoring your feelings. Having said that, on Agatha's aging face full of wrinkles, a trace of remorse flashed across her face. Sorry. Don't say that, Agatha Elite, you're doing it for my own good too. Ms. also releasing her kindness. Speaking of which, if you want to become a trainer who specializes in dragons, it's not that you can't have ghosts at the same time. After a pause, a smile flashed across Agatha's face. There is such a Pokemon, Manuel. It not only has unlimited potential, but also is very suitable for you who specialize in dragons, and it allows you to perfectly inherit my opinion on ghost-type Pokemon. Is there such a Pokemon? M's face was full of curiosity. What do you mean? Wouldn't it be Doron Barto? Yibei looks weird. If this is the case, then Agatha is too kind to him. At this time, Agatha removed an Ultra Ball from her waist. Pokeball opens. Red light mapping. A Pokemon with a triangular head and a body like a tadpole's tail appeared in the air. Chapter 120 Defeat Agatha Elite. The yellow figure of Oda Mare. This Pokemon, it is the cub of Doron Barto, Doron Misha. It's really a dragon, a dignified Galaquazi god. Agatha's shot is really generous. Yibei sighed inwardly. It's this little guy, Dragon Ghost, the Pokemon I got from Gala's former champion Mashid. Agatha duly explained. No, this is too precious. Ms. not stupid. Any Pokemon linked to a dragon type is extremely valuable. Not relatives. Ms. really unwilling to accept such a precious present. Most importantly, she didn't want to be coerced by Agatha because of accepting the present, and develop her identity as a Pokemon trainer specializing in Ghost. What's more, has an underground world. If she really wants to, she can go to Gala Underground to capture it by herself. It's nothing more than a waste of time. At the same time, as if expected, Agatha's expression was unmoved. It's not for you directly, it's for you to pass my test before you can get this little guy. In order to relieve M's inner burden, a wry smile appeared on Agatha's old wrinkled face. Old lady, I have no children in my life, and I have no apprentices. You have been recognized by Ghastly for 1,000 years. In the future, 533 is destined to achieve certain achievements in the ghost system. I won't impose my thoughts on you, I just hope you can become stronger. Don't deny me a piece of my mind. Yibei. A trace of confusion flashed across M's beautiful eyes, and she looked at Yibei for help. Thoughtful, Yibei's eyes fell on Doron Mazier, and he planned to take a look at the little guy's attribute first. Dragon Messiah, Dragon plus Ghost. Ability, Penetration, Talent, Orange. Level, 22. Orange talent, even for a quasi-god, is already a good talent. Fully able to serve as the main force. Yibei silently nodded. Oh well. The husband sang and the wife followed. Also nodded. Since the seniors have already talked about this point, whether they are successful or not, they need to go through the gymnasium to fight first. Then let's go to the gymnasium battle first. No problem. A look of joy flashed across Agatha's face. Next, the conversation between Agatha and M confirms the rival level that will challenge. The Pokemon sent by both sides are Dragonite and Gengar. As a late-blooming quasi-god, once it evolves to the final stage, it has the strength far beyond the common Pokemon. M's unique Red Flash Dragonite, it is no exception, possesses a unique Fire Dragon type at the same time. The fighting will far exceeds most of its kind. Dragon Claw. The Dragon Claw is covered with thick dragon power, and the dual wing beat behind the Fire Red Dragonite flaps and swoops towards Gengar. Shadow Ball. A black Shadow Ball made of non-returning energy attacks Dragonite. Slash it. Dragon Claw swings. The violent Dragon Energy and Ghost Energy crazily hedge against each other, unlike the Shadow Ball, which has no successor. Dragonite continued to output Dragon Power, and Dragon Claw finally tore the Shadow Ball body like electricity. Dragonite arrived in front of Gengar in the blink of an eye. Dragon Claw slashed down. Shadow Ball burst. 3 of Black's Shadow Balls were quickly released by Gengar. The violent Dragon Energy crazily impacts the Shadow Ball. The two energies continued to hedge and devour. In the end, the energy of the dragon was superior, and the Dragonite tore through the defense of the Shadow Ball. The violent Dragon Energy injected into Gengar's body, causing great damage to Gengar. Explosive force. The body of Gengar, who had no resistance, was instantly sent flying. Fire Punch. With the dual wing beat flapping, Dragonite gained momentum and once again climbed up. The Dragon Claw covered scorching fire energy, falling continuously on the avoiding Gengar. Adage, bang, bang. The fire of this line burns, causing Gengar to suffer great damage. As a crispy, Gengar couldn't last long under the repeated attacks of Dragonite, so he rolled his eyes in circles, fell to the ground. QI long. Defeat rival. Dragonite excitedly flaps dual wing beat fly to the sky, flapping its wings and roaring. The violent sound waves filled the entire gymnasium. All the construction workers who were busy were frightened one after another, forgot the work at hand, and were sluggish for a moment. Rival at the same level, did not bring too much pressure to Dragonite. Further challenged rival, which was 3 levels higher than Dragonite. The second Pokemon that Agatha sends into battle is a Mismagius. Not surprisingly, relying on the powerful talent of being a quasi-god to play a role, once again won the battle until round 3, when rival became Alola Marowak, who was 5 levels higher than Dragonite. Facing Fire plus Ghost Marowak, Dragonite lost too much stamina in the end. Mpi ends with Kingdra. Take the 8th badge. Yeah, I got the Tokawa badge. Looking at the badge she got, excitedly raised it high. He looked at Yibei begging for praise. You did very well. Facing like this, Yibei smiled and rubbed his head. Sure enough, people are getting old. At the end of the battle, Agatha shook her head emotionally. Her time is finally over. In that case, this Pokemon will be taken care of by you. Talking room. Agatha first appeased Doron Maziere, and planned to tell the other party, after obtaining the consent of Pokemon itself, put it away and hand it over to him. Thanks. To this point, in the end, expressed her gratitude to Agatha in the third, and accepted this Doron Maziere with unlimited potential. Farewell to Agatha. Yibei glanced at the sky. It was only noon. Released Dragonite to Serena and sit on Charizard's back. The three of them went to Odamere together and met Xiaojua. At the same time, when the three arrived at Odamere, soaring in the sky, a cute Pokemon whose body is mainly yellow and looks like a jet is flying in the air, her gaze, silently watching the street. A Stephanie with Alicia's hairstyle, watching each other's every move. Chapter 121 Otto Mare accidentally met Team Rocket. The three of Yibei planned to meet up with Xiaojua. The three saw the unique scenery of Aldo Mare. Rows of buildings are horizontal and vertical. On the side of the streets, there are rivers. Each square community is like an isolated island, separated by rivers. The whole Odamere is like a water-building complex made up of Dogdo Islands. It can be said, through the river, you can travel to every corner of Odamere, a very unique water city. When passing by a square, the three were attracted by a banner, registration for water races. Water racing, fantasize about. Run wildly in the river, turn at right angles, and race with others. The excitement in his heart soared. Looking forward to Yibei. Shall we go and play? Serena was thoughtful. Think about the scene where the heterochromatic Milotic appeared in the eyes of everyone and was admired by the onlookers. The heart is also extremely excited. I think it's also very good. Yibei, let's go to participate, shall we? Two women, one on the left and one on the right, embraced Yibei's arm with both arms. Soft touch, refreshing, lingering. On the square, two beauties who are overwhelmed by the country and the city are presenting to Yibei charm. I'm envious of all the men around me. Too much. Such a beautiful girl. One is enough to make people enviable. You have two more. All of them looked at Yibei with green eyes. Can't wait to replace it directly and enjoy the upai massage of two women. Water race? Thoughtful. Sweeping his head left and right twice, he saw the eagerness in the eyes of the two women. He cast envious and jealous glances at the men around him. Yibei smiled wryly and shook his head. All right. Although it's not good to keep Miss Jewel waiting for us, but I can contact her first. Paused. Yibei continued. If she agrees, then let's go and have fun together. Great. Loosening Yibei's hands, Serena was very excited. Eyes squinted, fists waving and bouncing. A head of gold hair fluctuating up and down, full of vitality. Yibei raised his hand with a smile, and stroked Serena's gold hair. Tilted her head, looked over Yibei, and looked at Serena on the other side. Serena, it's really your home game this time. Come on and win the championship. Thinking of Serena's different-colored Milotic, M's eyes couldn't help showing a hint of envy. The most beautiful Pokemon in the world. While the two girls were chatting excitedly, Yibei took out his mobile phone and got in touch with Xiaojua, informed Xiaojua of the news that the three of them met the registration office of the water racing competition. Asking for flowers. Little Gia also understands in seconds. Just open your mouth and let the three of you do what you want. But, Yibei's phone call reminded her. Immediately arrange the staff around you to go to the venue of the water race, waiting for the highlights of Yibei and M's water race. Hang up the phone, the three came to the registration office and signed up for the competition. Before going to the arena, the three of them also need to buy the equipment needed to participate in the competition, something much like a turtle shell, and a rein. Simply put, the so-called water race means that the trainer stands on the turtle shell, holding the reins, driven by water-type Pokemon, although it will test the trainer's balance ability. But the key to the main assessment is still the swimming speed of Pokemon. In racing, speed is everything. The three rented 3 sets of participating equipment for 900 Alliance coins. Going to the game site by Waterway is all about warming up before the game. To Yibei's surprise, when passing under a bridge hole, he actually saw the Rockets trio. Normal when the Rockets trio showed up. Not surprisingly, there must be Ash around. No way. There is also a plot here. Power. Chapter 122 Goodbye Misty. Yibei, I'm not a cow thief. When Yibei arrived at the water race scene, the three of Ash have arrived at the starting point and are waiting for the game to start. Since it is a water race, except for Xiao Gang who does not participate in the competition, Ash and Misty are wearing cool clothes. Ash wears a black short sleeve on his upper body and a black short sleeve on his lower body. Misty with orange hair is wearing a cool vest on her upper body, revealing her white navel, and a combination of short skirt plus safety pants on her lower body. What? Why did you ask eBay to know? Feng, it doesn't matter, I will meet the people at 837. I don't know if the existence of Luciman has affected eBay. I used to think that tablet Misty was nothing to look at eBay. After seeing Ash and Misty together, some thoughts unique to cow thief have emerged in my mind. How can it be repaired? I'm not a thief. Shaking his head, eBay took a sharp look at him, who was exploding, and Serena, who looked like a girl next door. Well, Serena doesn't count. After all, Serena and Ash have nothing to do with each other in this world. Long time no see. Ash, Misty, and Xiaogang. Stepping forward, eBay greeted the three of them. Huh? eBay, why are you here? When acquaintances met, Ash showed astonishment, and at the same time, a look of joy flashed across his face. It's Mr. eBay. Misty is also very happy to meet acquaintances in strange places. Both of them greeted eBay very warmly. As for Xiaogang, Sex Mogang is still immersed in dreaming in the world of royal sisters who are dressed in cool clothes, have good looks, huge European style, white flowers and long legs. For this situation, everyone present is very clear. Simply, this time Mystery did not forcibly interrupt Xiaogang's nympho. We received an invitation from a friend to travel here. Speaking of which, who are you? Ebai looked puzzled. My mother won the lottery. Ash scratched his head and told about Delia winning the lottery. That's right. That's it. Misty nodded in agreement. By the way, does Mr. Ebai actually have a friend who is a native of Oldemare? I don't know where he is now. This secret. Thinking of Xiaojua's celebrity status, Ebai finally didn't explain it, and stretched out his hand in front of his mouth. In short, when you see her, you will know. Hearing this, Ash and Misty revealed half-understanding expressions. Please prepare for the 8th round contestants. Not long after, the radio sounded. That's right. As today is known as the most beautiful city, Oldemare's water festival is celebrated, and there are many guests who come here, and there are naturally many players who sign up for the water racing competition. Ash and Ebai and their team were placed in the 8th round. The 8th round, it's us, Misty, it's set. Hear the broadcast prompt. Glancing at the entry voucher in his hand, Ash excitedly pulled Misty up. Oh, I see, don't pull me, I will go by myself. Misty blushed, pouted, and was pulled away by Ash, who was hot and unaware of girls. Watching the young girl's first love affair, the slightly ignorant scene. The corners of Yibei's mouth raised slightly. What a scene of love. It's our time, let's go. 11. With emotion, Yibei stood up first, and exchanged glances with the two girls who also showed their aunt's smile. Go to the arena. Huh? Mr. Yibei, are you also a contestant in the 8th round? The three of Yibei also arrived at the starting point and lined up to check the tickets and enter the track. Ash and Misty froze slightly. That's right. While speaking, Yibei shook the 2.9 voucher in his hand. At this time, Misty, who loves water-type Pokemon, shows a thoughtful expression. Speaking of which, Yibei's participating Pokemon are Greninja and Kingdra, right? I'm curious, Serena, what is your participating Pokemon? This is a secret. Facing Misty, Ash's eyes full of curiosity, Serena smiled mysteriously, and the whole person seemed to be very happy. Chapter 123 Water Race. Lashers who broke in. All contestants, please release the participating Pokemon and fasten the reins. The referee's voice sounded. Everyone released the participating Pokemon one by one. Due to the early date of Ash coming to Oldemare, Ash has yet to tame the crocodile, and Misty has yet to tame Corsola. Instead, Squirtle, the original gangster sent by Ash, Misty sent her Misty Starmie. Yibei sent Greninja. This means that Yibei did not subdue Kyogre, otherwise, Yibei ordered Kyogre to shrink his body and go up to compete. It's a pity that Groudon can't swim, otherwise Groudon can play, regardless of Yibei's coquettish thoughts. The participating Pokemon sent by M has no suspense. 03, the rainy day Miso Kingdra and Serena, who was pegged by Ash Misty, the moment when the different colored Milotic was released. The two of them and the audience were stunned. Wow, it's Milotic. What a beautiful Milotic, with a purple gold body, noble and mysterious. Ah, I love it so much. Trainer, too, has blonde hair, super correct facial features, and such a good figure, and is also very beautiful. On the track, the eyes of Japanese participants also turned to Serena's different color Milotic. It is Milotic after all. In addition, it is a different color. Everyone is very curious. What kind of person can subdue such Pokemon? After seeing Serena's beauty clearly, all the male contestants were overwhelmed, looking at Serena with extremely fiery eyes. And with Serena's inspiration, each contestant looked at their rival one after another. Not surprisingly, M and Ebai became the focus of everyone's attention. After all, beautiful women and handsome men, it's actually a different color Milotic. Misty sighed in her heart. Mr. Backlit is really good. At the same time, Xiaojia arranged for the photographers who rushed to the scene to turn on the cameras, aiming at Yubei and Serena respectively, and Xiaojia, who was wearing sunglasses, also felt the scene. Today's Xiaojia is wearing a fiery red lady's formal suit, and black waist trousers on her lower body, which outlines a pair of long legs that are more slender and dazzling. Although the disguise is still concealed, but Yubei still recognized Xiaojia at a glance, and blinked at her. A minute is quickly over. The referee raised the flag flat in his hand and swung it down violently. Swish. Now I declare, and the old beginning. Go. Squirtle. Go. Melodic. Let's go, Greninja. Almost instantly, all the contestants rushed out of the starting line like arrows from League Xuan. Yubei's start was smooth because Yubei didn't let Greninja swim in the underwater like other Pokémon. Instead, let Greninja form propulsion through the high-speed stomp water surface of his feet to achieve the effect of walking on the ground. The scene looks like sprint skating. Yes, while many contestants had a bad start and even fell directly into the water, Yubei and Greninja are already galloping. With Greninja's high frequency of moving his legs, he can jump a distance of 5 meters in one step. After a while, Yubei left everyone far behind. Full leading, the second group followed by Misty, Serena, and a man is said to be the top name last year. Ash was pulled in the middle. However, when Ash didn't find out, at some point, the reins on Squirtle's head were suddenly picked up. Squirtle also seems to be running, moving its short legs and running fast. In fact, it is flying in the air by a mysterious Pokémon that hides its body. Soon it surpassed the second echelon at a corner. Ash ... Fake. Everyone is stupid. Even if Greninja can run on water, how can your Squirtle do it so fast? Fine, that's it. Keep accelerating, Squirtle. Nervous Ash didn't notice the slightest. Soon, Ash even caught up with Yubei. Squirtle galloping on the water looked silly to Yubei. What's the situation? At this time, Yubei stared at Squirtle's raised reins. A string of data quickly caught Yubei's eyes. Glaciers, Dragon Plus Superpower, Chapter 124 RNM. Money back! The water capital incident begins. Glaciers, Dragon Plus Superpower, Ability, Floating, Talent, Gold, Level, 70. It was Glaciers. Looking at the place where the rain was picked up, Yubei shook his head. Feeling in my heart, Ash's relationship with gods and beasts is really good. If you win the lottery, you can meet the beasts every time you play. The key is that the divine beasts also took the initiative to provoke them. He is not treated like a traverser, aerial, Glaciers, who has almost the same body shape as the invisible Glaciers, but with a yellow and white body, looked at the white of his eyes thoughtfully. I always feel that Yubei has an aura that makes her feel intimidated, that feeling, as if it made her face Rayquaza directly. At the same time, when the commentator saw Ash catching up with Yubei, he instantly boiled. After all, one's full lead, not as good as two rivals fighting each other. In particular, Ash is still a latecomer, surpassing Yubei. Unbelievable. Player Ash completed the comeback. He surpassed player Yubei. He is way ahead. He is sprinting. He seems to have taken the wrong road and turned a corner before the finish line. Audience. Shadow. RNM. Refund your money. Dexterously avoiding the eggs fed by the audience on both sides of the guardrail, in the corner of the crowd, Xiaojia, who came to the finish line ahead of time, twitched her mouth. The vibe here is really interesting. Oh. Everyone is really enthusiastic. Host wiped the sweat from his brow and hurriedly controlled the field. But it's a pity. It seems that the final champion will be the original Tubeis. Only, as soon as I said this, next second, in the broadcast screen in front of him, Yubei's figure also entered the corner. Maid, do I want to lose face? I said so loudly that Ash went the wrong way. Can't you hear me? You're trying to embarrass me on purpose. Although the host has MP in his heart, he has to explain Yubei's whereabouts no matter what. Just try to smile. Oh, what a pity. Player Yubei also got lost in the final lane. It seems that the final champion will be a player in the second echelon. Not surprisingly, immediately ushered in a wave of abuse. But people are also suspicious. Obviously, it has been held for several rounds. How could someone go the wrong way? Are they here to be funny? At the same time, Serena, Misty, and the previous champion start the final sprint. The corner near the end, Yubei watched a level 70 Latios drag Glaciers away. During the period Glaciers didn't want to let go, still want to play with Ash. As a result, the arm could not twist the thigh, and finally failed to disobey the big brother, and was pulled away by Latios. The price is that Squirtle and Ash, who were taken into the air, lost Glaciers' pull and fell into the water. In the end, Glaciers also playfully turned her head and covered her mouth and snickered. Ash's look of distress was zero. This scene, all noticed by Yubei and yellow Glaciers soaring in the sky. At the same time, two women with strange makeup, driving a yacht, arrived in Alto Mare. In addition, in a town on the mainland not far from Older Mare, in a century-old library, A book about Eudemon's connection to the Latios siblings has been stolen. The murderer left a card with tulip prints and a rose at the scene. Chapter 125 Serena wins the championship. Yubei found out. Final result. The champion of water racing falls on Serena and the 75-level alien Milotic. Strength is fundamental. What's more, Milotic is originally a Pokemon that swims extremely fast. Without Greninja who can sprint on water, Milotic won the championship is not surprising. It's amazing, beautiful and powerful. Milotic. At the end of the game, Xiaojiu at the corner of Xio Street looked at the foreign Milotic with admiration and wrote covet. Alien Milotic. That kind of noble and mysterious feeling is great. At the same time, strange, where did Tubai go? Why is Ash missing? During the game, Serena, and Misty, who could not hear the voice of the commentator, looking around, 960. Trying to find Yubei and Ash, the result was not found at all, until a few minutes later, after the three daughters went ashore and met Xiaojua. When we came to a corner very close to the finish line, we saw Yubei and Ash, whose body was soaked in river water, appeared. Soon, the four daughters walked across the stone bridge together with Xiaojua, the female mayor who introduced the scenery of Otto Mayor. He went around to where the two were. Yubei, how did you get here? Hearing this, Yubei, who was slapping Ash on the back for choking water, raised his head. He glanced at the five people and smiled. I can't help it, I was led astray by Ash, and I took the wrong path. Ahahaha, I'm so sorry, Yubei. Hold your thighs with your hands. Relieved from, Adolf, choking on the water, Ash raised his hand embarrassingly and scratched the back of his head. The two put away Greninja and Squirtle, and came to the top through the corner steps. His eyes swept over the five people in front of him again. Not seeing Xiaogang, Yubei couldn't help showing doubts. Where's Xiaogang? Why are you the only one here, Misty? Huh? Xiaogang. Misty was dumbfounded. After reacting, I felt ashamed and panicked on my cheeks. Patronizing and worrying about Ash, who cares about Xiaogang? That's right, Yubei, if you didn't tell me, I didn't notice. Xiaogang didn't come over. At this time, Ash made one more stab at Xiaogang, which can be regarded as giving Xiaolu a step in disguise. Yubei couldn't help but looked at Ash in surprise. Can Ash have this emotional intelligence? Was it on purpose or was it careless? Shall we go and find your companions? At this time, Mayor Eudemons spoke. Oh, by the way, let me introduce you. Xiaojua pointed at the lady who was also wearing a formal dress beside her. This is the mayor of Eudemons, Miss Nimbaza. After talking and getting to know each other, the mayor led the crowd to the cathedral of Eudemons. Xiaogang, who was obsessed with women, was handed over to Misty to contact, and Xiaogang was asked to go by himself. Halfway through Ash saw a Stephanie's son-in-law with Alicia's dual wing beat hairstyle. Then he separated from the crowd and left in a hurry. Made everyone laugh. Only Misty felt dissatisfied, but didn't say anything. Soon, a group of people without Ash arrived at the destination, the cathedral. The group of people came to the destination of Ash. The cathedral is a building full of medieval style of the Holy See. Typical Gothic architecture, that is, the architectural style mainly characterized by pointed arches, pointed roofs and pointed windows. Materials such as stone, brick and wood are mostly used for construction to ensure the durability and stability of the building. Architectural decorate is very exquisite, mainly reflected in the sculpture and color painting of the building, including patterns, animals, figures and religious patterns, etc. Walking into the interior, you can observe that the building structure is very complex, including vaults, arches and cornices, etc. Located at the front of the hall, there are two complete Pokemon fossils embedded in the ground stone bricks. One Aerodactyl, one Kabutops. According to the analysis of the size far beyond the same kind of skeleton, it is estimated that before his death, they were two uncommon totem Pokemon. Misty and even Xiaojua are amazed, but Yubei and others, who have seen both in the underground world, inevitably feel that they are making a big deal out of a molehill. But they also know that it's just that they have seen too much in the underground world, feel a little bored. Yubei took out his mobile phone and logged into the Interpol intranet to see what happened recently. Sweeping away from the corner of the eye, Yubei regained his spirit. A certain library thief shows up and steals books about the story of Eudemons and Latios Latios legendary. Yubei showed a thoughtful expression. This is ... someone going to take action against the Latios siblings? If you like this audiobook, subscribe the channel for more videos like this. And join my Patreon if you want to support me, link in the description. Leave some comment and let me know if you guys like this story, or you have a web novel you like and want to hear its audiobook. I will be happy to create them for you. Please like, share, and leave a comment on the video.